All right. Welcome back to Realms of Faroff after our 2 week break that we ended up taking. Sorry for the delay for folks who enjoy watching. We are back into it. Quick recap since it's been a while. The Knights of Luna prevailed at Randy's lodge, making sure that the evil rats did not have a home in his tavern any longer, while also cleaning up a little undead mess that was also there. Not as important as the rat bashing. um, then they made their way into the city of Gold, a very high tier metropolitan city in the lands of the Imperium. They managed to find themselves some place to stay. They also managed to have themselves a nice little slice of life, a little bit of fun at the expense of a lady of the evening, as well as very nice baths, and for one of our party members, a reminder of their duties. We pick up on a new day. You all wanted to wait until morning, I believe, before you went over to the estate to begin your job for the solstice. So we will start our day bright and early here in the City of Gold. As you all wake up from your accommodations, what would you like to do?
Well, Jules will wake up. He'll put on his robe, and he will. We're at an inn, right?
Yeah, you all are in a very nice mid-level inn. You each had your own rooms, I believe, as well as your bath day and everything else.
I'll poke my head out looking for anybody who might be able to bring me some room service.
Oh yeah, you poke your head out. After a moment or two, you see someone walking down the hallway carrying some pillows and blankets. You catch their attention. They look over you. How can I help you, sir?
I was hoping to order breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day, after all.
Oh, of course. You can have it down in the dining area, or if you want, we can deliver it to your room.
If you could, a fruit platter would be.
Fruit platter. Anything to drink?
Water would be fine.
Excellent. And he scurries off down the hallway. After about 5 minutes, he returns back with your fruit platter. Nice touching of like mangoes, pineapple, blueberries, grapes, and then also a small cup full of water.
Perfect. Yeah, Jules will go back into his room, kick his feet up, and start enjoying a fruit plate.
I gotta be honest, I expected this man to order a straight bran muffin and like raisin nuts or something. With water, not milk. Milk is too flavorful. Wade, can I go downstairs and order a breakfast for everybody?
If you want.
Just a variety to put out on the table, and then I'll just wait for people to show up.
Yeah, so you get a table for the party. They come out, they put, ham, sausage, eggs, a whole spread, the whole continental breakfast, as it were, right across the table.
And then I'll be like, this will sound like a strange request, but can you waft that up the stairs towards the sleeping area, like with a fan or something? Trust me, there'll be a small lizard man scampering down the stairs right quick.
I'm afraid we do have other guests here, sir. We don't want to intrude on their stay either.
Aye, fair enough.
They go about making sure that the thing is all set up. If you want, we can go summon your companions.
If it's no trouble, that would be fantastic.
Sure. One of the waiters walks off, and everyone soon has someone knocking at their door telling them that breakfast is served downstairs. Your friend with the white gray hair is downstairs waiting for you.
Our gravy-haired friend.
Gray! He said gray!
I've never heard gravy in that context before, but I could see the resemblance to a white gravy.
He's also got a head full of sausage.
Luna and I head downstairs.
I suspect Imnos is already out practicing in the yard.
Yeah, Alara's probably out practicing with Imnos.
Yeah, there's a small outdoor area that's not being quite used at this early hour of the morning that you all can do your morning for rituals and calisthenics.
Jules
But you all
will,
do soon find yourself at the table with each other.
Perfect.
Yeah. Jules will come
how
down after
continental.
eating his fruit plate, and he will look at this spread, and he'll find the closest bran muffin, grab it.
There isn't any bran muffins, but there is a mix of blueberry and banana nut.
Not the same.
But banana nut's pretty
Man.
close.
Those blueberry muffins,
It's-
that's just too decadent.
Too rich for my blood.
I
Akko
say
will,
as
however-
I stuff a blueberry muffin in my mouth.
So Akko will also reach for a blueberry muffin and a little bit of butter. Just go to town. Butter.
Well, soon enough, you all are fed, watered. They take away your plates, leaving just your cups behind.
Alar only has a cup of coffee. She doesn't eat breakfast, which is very abnormal for her.
Bar,
Hmm?
you haven't touched your everything.
I might eat later. I don't have much of an appetite right now.
Are you, as the party's physician, are you feel? Jules walks over and like puts the back of his hand on her forehead. Are you feeling okay? Did you get
She
enough
laughs.
rest?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Jules. No, I am fine. I got plenty of rest. I am very well rested. We ate well last night. But we ate richly last night, and I have a feeling if we continue to do what we are going to do, we will also continue to eat richly while we are here.
As Alara says that, Kip looks up guiltily because he's got like 9 pieces of bacon sticking out of his mouth. Is it bad?
There are worse things that could happen. They do say you are what you eat.
You're
In-
gonna
it-
make your tummy rumbly, Kip.
Yes. I just don't want to risk indigestion along with everything else.
Wait,
I
is
mean, to
any
some
of the...
creatures, that's a form of defense.
Oh god, is any of the food at the table like suitable for rations, or is it all pretty perishable?
It's all pretty perishable. This is
Okay.
made order to eat and not really going to keep longer than probably a couple days at best.
I'll flag down one of the employees.
Oh, yes, sir.
Unfortunately, this is far too much food for my companions and I. Before it goes to waste, could I endeavor upon you to deliver it to a local temple? I'd be happy to pay for the trouble, just so the food doesn't spoil.
We can do anything you have the money to pay for, sir. Who do you want delivered to?
Oh, Padre? I figured you'd know the scuttlebutt or the whereabouts of your temple locally.
I mean, the workhouses are usually pretty well known. That's always a good place to send it.
Adelaide Cooper.
Cooper? There's a temple
Not Ad-
here in the
Not
main
Adelaide
square.
Cooper. Sorry, that's my own problem. I fucking said the wrong name.
You haven't had your tea this morning. You're still a wee bit tired.
Yeah.
Gillespie?
Gillespie, yes. I haven't opened
We
my
can find one of the
damn
local
character sheet.
workhouses to deliver it to.
Hi, just let me know how much and place it on my tab, please.
Absolutely.
Thank
you. They collect what's left after you all have dined, and you can see that they box it up and someone heads out the door with it.
Do they have a fountain, by the way, Wade?
No, not here. It's not quite that high end.
Okay, or like a small reflection pond or something like that.
Nope, they have a little bit of an outdoor dining area, but it's mostly cobblestone, less grass. As you guys have traveled around, you've actually seen very little natural things, especially in the more inner part of the city where you all are at. There's no trees lining the walkways. There's no patches of grass anywhere that's not been cobbled over. It's been very
This place is horrible.
modernized, machinized. wouldn't say machinized. There's no machines walking around, but it's very much not a natural place. They've made their mark as humans do here.
Just kind of work the kinks out of my shoulders, and I'll look at Akko. Pull out a dice. High or low?
Low.
All right. Start shaking up the dice.
Kip,
Ha!
Damn.
All right. With that, Wade, I would like to sacrifice my luck point to get the D20 back, as my luck is clearly with me this morning.
All right, you all recover the D20 fate dice. I had such plans for that die, didn't I?
I know, that's why I took it.
We robbed it from Wade.
Stolen.
if we're done eating, can we get going to figure out what we're actually supposed to do for the shindig?
It's a good
I think
idea.
That's a good idea.
Before we go, however, I have something I'd like to talk to a lot of you about, if possible, somewhere a little quieter.
We've
You
got,
can use my room.
Absolutely.
I've got a private room upstairs as well.
It won't take long.
All right, you all make your way back upstairs to Fee's room.
I have been asking around about a few things, and I heard a rumor that I think is of some importance. One of the guests at this solstice is very likely to be the Crown Prince himself. Now, I don't know how unusual that is, but it provides opportunities for less scrupulous folk.
You mean like us?
No, I don't.
No, the bad kind of less scrupulous folks.
Like assassins?
I don't have anything that would verify that such a thing would be in the works, but I think it would be in the best interest of the stability of the region that we keep some eyes out for his behalf. I'm certain he'll have his own bodyguards, but better that everyone knows that this is a factor rather than not.
Do any of you know what this Crown Prince looks like?
Nobility 15?
Let's see, nobility 15. Yeah, anyone who wants to, with who's trained in knowledge nobility, feel free to roll knowledge nobility.
You're rolling here in a second. We'll mess you back up.
19 for Akko. 20 for Alara. Second threshold. 4 for Hymnos. 11 for
I've never
Jules.
seen the guy myself.
All right. So putting your heads together, Alara and Jules, not Jules, who had the 15? Kip.
Akko,
Akko have a 15 too?
19.
19. Okay. Akko, Kip, and Alara, you three leading the conversation. You all don't know what the Crown Prince looks like. You've never seen him before in any engagement. Alara, you probably would have had the best shot of ever seeing him in your life, but you were far too young to ever be graced with that kind of meeting. You do know, however, that he is younger. He's probably in his early 20s. He is rumored to be a very brash young gentleman who likes to tour the countryside of the Imperium. He does not live a very responsible life. Since he can never assume the throne, princes of the Imperium often act as more gallant stewards. They go around sowing their wild oats and living a much more lavish lifestyle because they don't have any true responsibilities within the Imperium for their family other than connections and brokering some pieces here and there between the different factions within the Imperium. He is
Saudi
particularly
prince,
known
got
for traveling.
Can they inherit the throne? Are they in line?
At best, he can produce the next heir. the next actual legitimate queen to the Imperium if his father, who is the steward, doesn't produce a queen first. And his father, as you all know, is not currently married. Is only if he produces a female heir that there will be another sitting queen to the Imperium. But he is the firstborn son of the king, of which there are 3 sons to the king currently.
Do we have
Odds
a
are
name?
good. He's probably going to this gala to show face of looking for a wife, but not actually endeavor to do so.
There's no real pressure on him right now to produce a child since he's not the steward of the throne.
Do we have a name?
Yeah, his name. Token. His name is Charles Varil. Charlus. Charles.
Baril?
Yeah, Veril. That is the top dog Imperium family that rules the Imperium as a whole, as a collective of nation states.
Can you spell that the last name once more?
Yeah, Veril.
Thank you.
E is in Bravo, V is in Victor.
Victor.
Yeah.
Right then.
So I assume this is important because if something were to happen to Lord High Fancy Pants, there would be some type of political incident.
Yes.
Great.
Also, we might not get paid.
Or if something was to happen to both of them, then there'd be no heir apparent.
Well, the king has 4 children.
Sorry, yeah, 4. You're correct. You're correct in those 4.
But it's a matter of, regardless of whether or not it would destabilize the line, if anything were to happen to the prince, the incident itself would likely have other repercussions.
Well,
That is what I care about.
Yes.
I care
think-
about other repercussions.
I think at the end of the day, it falls within our normal prescription for this mission. But it's good that we know that he's going to be there.
It may or may not be something that our employers inform us about, but this is the sort of information that you should have at your disposal rather than be blindsided by.
You want for me to make friends with him and stay close?
I think do whatever you believe is best. I just want you to be aware.
Don't say that.
I mean,
I
if
have
we're
to
worried he might be
speak-
assassinated, we could, I don't know, we could kidnap him first, and then I could take his place.
I don't agree with any of this.
I suggest we not have Akko make plans.
No. No offense, Akko.
Keep your
I'm taking
baby
it.
worm in its pants.
Yeah.
There's that sausage mind again.
With the gravy hair.
Mhm.
Maybe it's time to get going then.
Agreed.
We know what to watch out for.
All right.
If I hear anything else of interest, I'll be sure to let everyone know.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys take off for the Grundy estate.
I'm gonna precast my incants on the way.
I pretty much assume that your 24-hour casts are just always up, Wonder.
Yeah, but it bears repeating.
That's fair. That's fair.
However, I precast mage armor on the way.
All right. Lasts for 4 hours.
I smoke my pipe on the way.
It is very delectable. You managed to get a particular blend of apple and whiskey, and it's just so aromatic as you puff it out. Everyone you smell it just smells. It's just it's very nice blend. All right. Finding the Grundy estate is not difficult at all. You can simply ask people as you're walking through town, and they are easily able to point you all to the Noble District, which is on the north side of town, which is also happening to be where you can get the best view of the Twin Lakes in the city. So it only makes sense that they probably have the best viewpoint and lakeside homes and things like that. Let's go ahead and switch maps here. Make sure I take you all to the right one. There we go. All right, so the Grundy estate as you all approach. As I've said multiple times, the City of Gold is the tower city. Almost every building here is built like a tower within the inner district of the town. But here on the noble courtlands, these are more traditional style homes. The Grundy estate, as you all approach, you can see it's a 2-story home fashioned from marble bricks stacked along its entire framework, as well as it has a stone wall surrounding the entire estate. It does appear to be a very large-sized property, and you can even see the peaks of trees coming up from over the walls. Again, something that you haven't seen very much of since coming into the city. But you all do manage to find yourself standing outside of the Grundy estate, and you see what you see on the map.
All right. I will approach one of the. Now, is this a door in front of us? Like,
you see a stairway directly in front of you, and then up here next to the man with the dog, that is where the big door is.
All right.
It's currently open, showing into the interior of the estate. As you all approach, this man with the dog does wave a hand towards you all. Holt, what's your business?
We are the Knights of Luna. We are the adventurers who plan on assisting with the gala.
Papers?
I show him the paper that we took from the wall.
He looks over for a second, looks up at you all. Then you can clearly see him waving his finger as he's counting you. This says that you're supposed to see Miss Graves. I will summon her for you.
Excellent, thank you.
And he walks off, leaving the dog behind. Dog just sits there looking at you all. It's not wagging its tongue. It's not bursting with excitement. It's just sitting there very stoically eyeballing all of you.
It's a working dog.
Puppy. Who's a good
What's motive? Is that dog thinking?
Is the dog thinking?
Right. Is it? Do I look it in the eye and think this dog is thinking more than a dog should be?
It does not appear to be critically thinking beyond the scope of a dog in its current situation, as far as you're capable of telling.
Good. Excellent.
Who's a good dog?
Who's a good boy?
It does not respond to you as you talk to it. All right, I have Miss Graves here for you.
Excellent.
Oh, hello. You're the adventurers that were summoned?
Yes, hello.
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Yolanda Graves.
We are the Knights of Luna. I am Alara Avalair.
Avalair? Not from...
Voon.
Very sorry to hear about your family, dear.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Terrible business. But we are here for a very exciting gala, and there is much work that still needs to be done, and we're only 3 days away.
I understand.
How can we assist?
Follow me. I'm going to take you to Lord Grundy himself. He's in today. He wanted to have some words with you in private before you went about your business.
Very good.
But follow me. In all expectation, this should be a fairly quiet event, as she says as she starts walking. We are hosting a variety of lords and nobles from across the kingdoms. We have ambassadors from the Accords. We have people from the Undersenate who are coming even. It should be a very hallmark occasion with this guest list. And mostly we want to just make sure that everyone feels safe and accommodated to the best of our abilities. I don't think there'll be anything disastrous, but Lord Grundy very much wants to make sure that people are well taken care of.
Do you know what part of the Accords?
I'd have to look over the guest list again, but I would assume at least from the Citadel.
Oh, good friends.
No occasion with such respectable personages is without at least some element of risk.
No. I mean, you bring a lot of people with a lot of wealth into a single location, and sometimes people get ideas, terrible ideas, and we just want to make sure that those ideas don't have fruition.
Eh,
There you go.
thank you.
She says a word,
It is
and
better
the
to be
guards part
prepared.
here. The guards part as she gives them a word, and you all are able to enter into the private office here. Very clearly, a lord's office. You see a very fine desk full of paperwork and bookshelves and little knickknacks all over the place of high quality. As he looks up, oh, is this our adventurers, Miss Graves? And she nods to him as she sort of clasps her hands in front of herself and looks down in servitude. She's clearly his servant in some regard as she moves around the desk to stand in the corner quietly to observe and seems to take her place there as the doors close behind you all. Well, tell me, you are the adventurers that have come from abound to help us with this gala?
Yes, we are. We are the Knights of Luna.
Knights of Luna, the moon, beautiful. I cannot express my appreciation for your desire to come here and help us with this. It is a delicate situation that can become quite explosive if left unprepared.
One can only imagine.
Have you all ever guarded one of these events before?
I have been to these events before.
Same.
Interesting. You are nobles from abroad yourselves?
My name is Alara Avalair. You may know me by my father's name.
You see his face sour a little bit at that last name. Well, hopefully the troubles of Voon do not come to haunt my estate.
Of course not.
Excellent. Well, the gala itself will be very well patrolled. My house guards are here, and we even have a member of the Queen's Guard who is here to facilitate the royal protection. So the actual event itself, I don't believe will be very trying for you. It's the lead up that I need help.
Of course. Would you be willing to explain further what it is you are looking for?
Of course. I have heard rumor that there are those who wish to see this event disrupted. I have people amongst the city who keep me informed of the goings-ons and the things that are worth my attention. The scuttle of the town seems to see this as an opportunity. He coughs and hacks for a moment into a handkerchief and then puts it away as he takes a glass of water.
Wait.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, is there any way for people to tell that I have activated Sense Evil or Detect Evil?
No, it is not an ability that alights you in a certain way or gives off.
Just double checking. Detect Evil.
He does not radiate evil, nor does the woman in the corner.
Thank you.
Uncertainty always breeds opportunity, at least in the minds of the opportunistic.
I agree. You do not get much of anywhere in life without taking an opportunity that is before you. In this particular case, I take this with a little bit more gravity because of who our attendees will be. This is the first year that the Grundy estate has been able to host the gala, and we must make sure we take every little bit as seriously as possible.
Your desire for precautions are quite understandable.
Now, I wish that I could... Kip, are you trying to find your way to where everyone else is?
You did.
Yon Wonder?
Sorry,
You were talking-
accidentally unplugged my mic. I didn't move my piece with everyone else, so I have no idea
Okay.
where everybody is.
Let me put you with everybody.
Thank you.
There you go. I wish I could tell you the particulars of who could be planning, who could be scheming, and all of that. Unfortunately, all I have are rumblings and whispered words from shadows. I don't have any particular arrow to divine where you should go or what you should look into, but that is why I leave it to professionals who can help track these nefarious deeds down and make sure they do not come to fruition in my land.
Of course, I understand that you don't have any particulars, but could you give us a little bit of the inklings that you have been given, besides someone is planning something?
Well, my particular ear told me that he had heard some men at a tavern discussing an opportunity to raise their caste and shoot for the stars and take down the ones that shine too bright. I believe were the words imparted back to me.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Wade.
Yes.
I'm going to detect magic and scan the room, and I'm also specifically looking for people in invisibility.
Okay. You don't see anyone invisible. The room does light up with some magic. Lord Grundy is wearing a couple of magical items on his person. You see that the couple of the knickknacks on the shelves also glow with magic. And there are several doors. There's 2 doors that lead out of this room, other than the one that you came through, and both of those doors, along with the main door in the room, glow with magic also.
Okay.
Perhaps if you told us which tavern these rumors were heard in, it might give us a place to begin.
Of course. Yolanda makes sure that they get that title of the seedy place before they leave.
Thank you, my lord.
Of course. Whatever you need, I will make happen the best that I am able. Yes, sir. He points to Jules.
I'm sorry. I got confused. You had referred to her as Miss Gray, I believe, and Yolanda. I disregard my.
All right.
I do have a question. If you could offer me one kindness, if
I am
possible.
able.
Do you have a garden that I could sit in for 5 minutes?
I have
very
the most-
uncomfortable.
I have the most beautiful gardens that exist within the city of Gold, personally tended by my horticulturalist. You will find the most serene landscape that can be found within 20 miles, I guarantee. It is the talk of the town. This is why we host the gala tonight, and why we are rising ourselves.
Do I have your permission to sit in it for 5 minutes?
Of course, you all can have the run of the estate as you need to prepare, to look into things. All I will ask is that there are certain off-limits areas to my estate. Most notably, the entire second floor of the estate is off-limits to everyone, as well as the entire eastern half of this building, starting from that door behind you, off to the east.
All of your guests as well?
Yes.
As well, yes. They will not be able to enter these places. I have posted guards that are watching them. And if they do, they will be sorely mistaken and sorely punished for their transgression.
On
There
your
will be-
doors. Go ahead.
There will be no guest that is permitted in those
Into
areas.
those areas,
Correct.
not at all.
Okay.
The rest of the estate to the west is free for you to look about, poke your nose in, get a lay of the land, as you adventurers say. And the rest of the home is open to your kindness.
Thank you.
And you've enchanted your doors as well, so I imagine any unlucky visitors will receive quite a surprise.
Aye, these are the living quarters of my family. I want to make sure they are protected. Can never be too careful with security.
Of course.
Wait, I have a quick question.
Mhm.
So we're near the river, right? Or near the lake.
You're near
I
the
should say.
Twin Lake. Yeah.
Right. Is the are the grounds located on a bluff, or is this flat land leading to the lake?
Flat land leading to the lake. The Grundy estate does not bolster a waterfront property, so it is not adjacent to the lake. You all are probably about half a mile away from the lake.
Okay.
So is this party being held in your gardens, near your gardens?
It will be taking up pretty much the entire western section of the home, out into the garden. I have a private garden for my family, and then I also have a more public location. So very finely crafted. Miss Graves will make sure to show you everything that you need to be shown.
Thank you.
Very good.
Would a guest list be available?
That I cannot do, unfortunately. Many of our guests are traveling diplomats and people of high rank and nobility. We also have a few star accolades from the hold, and giving such a list out even to esteemed adventurers is not something I can do now.
What if it were to stay here? Just something to review. It's going to be difficult to find the target of who these people might be aiming for. It would be terrible to find out that somebody is trying but not know who to protect.
Roll diplomacy.
Said rising stars. Dirty 20.
I can see your point. I would not want you to be chasing figures in the dark. I will allow you to view the list once here in front of me. I think we can allow this privilege. He reaches down into his desk, pulls out a drawer, and draws out a small file and lays it down in front of you all. And he makes the guest list available to you all. You can see that there is a guest list of roughly 60 people that are supposed to be in attendance to the gala. They are broken down mostly by geography. So he has a list of people who are coming from the Accords, people who are coming from the Under Senate, and people who are coming from the Imperium. And then from there, it's broken down seemingly based on their rank within society. So the Imperium list is first, and at the very top is the Crown Prince. Is there someone in particular you're looking for, or are you looking for a trend? What are you looking for in this?
Anyone who might be of I'm actually going to be probably focused on the people who are at the tops of each section, because we're not sure. The Crown Prince is an obvious target, but we're not sure if it might be somebody lower. And then
All
also
right.
if I recognize any names from the Accords.
So give me a knowledge and nobility if you are pursuing this list, which I assume everyone's sort of crowding around the desk and looking down at it.
I'm particularly focusing on folks from the Under Senate.
Okay.
Do I need to give a knowledge nobility since I actually work for the court, Wade?
Well, you do work for the court in some ways, but court's always sort of twisting and turning on who holds power and who doesn't. So it's about keeping up with those events as they've been happening over the years.
That's fair. I'd just be looking for names that I recognize.
That's fair.
Dirty 14.
13. All right. Let's see. So first off, the most prominent people from the Imperium that you all recognize, obviously the Crown Prince is amongst the highest. You also see, I gotta go through a bunch of people here real fast. Hold on a second.
Sorry, Wade.
Way to go, Dave.
I asked the toughies.
No, you're fine.
I mean, I was going to ask the same question.
Same.
Can we get 30 NPC names?
Yeah, you're not gonna get all of that. I've got them typed out, but I'm not gonna give the whole thing. So the next name under that is the name Gerald Brunson. The name sticks out to you because the House of Brunson runs most of the agriculture in the Southern Shield of the Imperium. As you all know, the Southern Shield is where most all agriculture happens in the Imperium. There are vast fields, miles and miles of fields and livestock that take place in the Southern Shield. It's the heartland of the Imperium, where they grow most of the food that spreads out to the rest of the Imperium.
What's his position again?
He is the Lord of the House of Brunson. He leads the house. He is there. I mean, he is the Lord of food in the Imperium.
And what is his last name?
position.
How is his last name spelled?
Brunson, Brunsen. Gerald. Actually, I can give
Thank you.
Okay, Gerald Brunson. Let's see. Next up.
And also looking for people if we rolled well enough, who are new to this level of nobility, because they were talking about rising stars.
Let's see. The next highest person that you would see on there, his name is Tiberius Unct. The name Unct jumps out at you. So there is a section of the Imperium that falls under the domain of the Imperium, but at the same time is not very much a held land. That is a section on the map called the Blood Swamp. Is known as the Blood Swamp because the waters there run red. Natural minerals in the local environment make it look like it's oozing blood across this vast swampland. And the House of Unct controls the Blood Swamp. They control the largest geographic nation in the entire continent. But is a very dissected country because of the Blood Swamp. It's also a swamp, so it doesn't really have a lot of its own rich resources. Mostly it's known for the mud that comes out of there, which is said to have rejuvenating properties. But it's, kind of like being the lord of a backwood swamp, which is really what he is. It just has a lot of prestige because of how much it covers. As far as a rising star, you will note that a woman named Ingrid Vossmarch is going to be attending the gala. She is well known as the most accomplished historian in the Imperium. She has written a biopic about the Age of Glamour and seems to, from what you all have heard around the scuttlebutt, she seems to know more about the Age of Glamour than some people who have lived through the Age of Glamour. She has recently gained a minor rank in nobility for her works, and seems to be kind of climbing the social ladder through her work. Imnos, you were looking people specifically from the Undersenate?
Yes.
You do see a name on the Undersenate list. Very first top name by the name of Borough Master Charth.
Charth. Very well.
His name is written, but it also has a star next to it. No other name, not even the Crown Prince's name, has a star next to it. And it kind of jumps out at you. The thing about that jumps out for you, Imnos, is that a Borough Master in the Undersenate, from what people know of the Undersenate, again, very isolationist nation that doesn't talk about itself too much, Borough Masters are elected leaders of one of the many boroughs that make up the Undersenate. But if someone leaves the lands of the Undersenate, they can never return to the Undersenate. So it makes your brain sort of gyrate as you're thinking, how does someone become representatively elected to this prestigious position, but he's also exiled from the land that he's supposed to be ruling, essentially.
That is very strange. Yeah.
That really jumps out at you as very odd and weird, along with the special mark on the guest list.
I will ask about that then. I'll see. My lord, may I
we
ask the significance of... There's only one name that appears marked here.
Yes, the Borough Master. He is quite large, from what we have been told, and we need to make special accommodations due to his size.
I see. Thank you.
Of course.
Wait,
Yes.
quick question. Is there, he asked about it, is there a relevant knowledge for what race might commonly use the name Charth?
You can roll knowledge dungeoneering. That would be the applicable knowledge here.
26.
Charth would typically be the name of an ogre, but not just any ogre. The way the name is spelled implies the power of magic within the ogre race. You're pretty sure that that's the name of an ogre magi.
Do they have two heads in this world? Dang. Oh, that's real interesting. We can talk about that later.
Let's see. And finally, Fee, you do recognize a name. The name is Alisara Bane. She is from the Accords. Jules, you've never heard that name before. It doesn't pop out as relevant for you. But Fee, you recognize the name because this is the name of someone that you've actually worked with in the past, who started off, as far as you're aware, sort of as a minor diplomat, much like yourself. But it appears that the way that her name is grouped with other nobles, that she has attained nobility herself, based on her position within the ranking of this list.
Okay.
All right. Wade,
Yes.
with my 21 in the knowledge nobility,
Yep.
Does anyone particularly stand out in regards to my history with nobility, my connection with nobility, as being notable in I should pay attention to that name, or that name stands out?
Yeah.
Besides, obviously, the ones you've mentioned, or
Yeah.
the prince.
The thing that probably stands out to you is a name that you're familiar with from your homeland in Voon. The name is Generva Rosestone. The House of Rosestone, they rule over in the city of Hyde, which effectively, we'll go back to the world map here just so I can articulate this point. The city of Hyde is located down here. I can drag you all there. On the Sea of Tranquility, it's almost like the opposite side of the Sea of Tranquility from Voon. But
Okay.
the Rosestone family are known as sea voyagers and explorers, and sometimes have the reputation of pirates. It's kind of weird that they would be attending this gala. This is not really their particular type of sea. Like they are known for like going out deep into the oceans and finding things and scavenging things and making new alliances with more water type aquatic creatures and nations. It doesn't really make sense that they would be here for this. That's the big thing that jumps out at you.
That's interesting. I look up at the Lord.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, and you obviously don't have to answer this, but Why is Generva Rosestone coming to this gala?
Family, they recently discovered a colony of sorts out in the seas, and have been producing the most beautiful jewelries from this particular kingdom. Um, they've gained quite a reputation amongst the jewelers of the Imperium, so we thought it might be best to extend a bit of a hand and see what trade could be done between our families. The gold flows from the city of gold, and their family has always been pulled to the allure of gold, and so we thought maybe something could be done.
Of course, thank you. That was interesting to see.
We did not expect them to accept. It was an awful long distance from Hyde, but we were surprised when they sent their only daughter.
Yeah, that is very surprising, of course.
I might be more concerned if my house was closer to the lake, but I don't think I have too much to fear from a lady off ship.
No, I highly doubt you have anything to fear.
Well, with that, you all finish looking over the list. Those are the bits and pieces you're managing to pull out of it before he closes it up and tucks it back into his desk. As I said, you have a run of the home, except for the restricted areas. Feel free to move about, see what you need to see. The gala will be hosted in 3 days, on the night of the 3rd day. So make sure that you are in attendance. For respects to the guests, there are many important people who will be here this day. I need to make sure that you are a presence, but you are not felt amongst my guests. You can see from my guards that they will be out and about, but they will not be... What is their word? They will not be disturbing the guests. If someone talks to you, of course, be polite, but do not engage with the guests unless necessary.
I have a question regarding that.
Of course.
My compatriots and I have discussed this, and we want to ask you directly instead of assuming. Would you rather us blend, or would you rather us stand on the sidelines and keep an eye, or would you rather a mix of both?
This is a peculiar question for me because there is this theme in adventuring, and I want my guests to see that the House of Grundy is capable of purchasing the elite, of having the best. I want them to see you and know that they are protected. But at the same time, I do not wish to mix up your ways. You are the professionals at what you do, and while I do not expect any occasion for violence at this party, I do not want to prevent you from preventing a host of calamity.
My lord,
of course.
If I may raise a point, there are multiple members of our party who are trained in the matters of decorum for attending such an event.
Excellent.
Myself, I have the garb appropriate for such an event. It was indeed our intent to intermingle in that regard, not to raise our own status, but as to make sure that the guests are comfortable with our presence, so that we may notice things going on around that we may otherwise not, should we be on the exterior only.
Well, as I said, I do not want to prevent you from doing your jobs. Whatever you think is necessary, if you must blend to subterfuge the situation and not present yourself as a brilliant beacon of defense, I understand. If you wish to come with your boots caked in mud, I will also be accepting of such a thing. Your worldliness, your composure as an adventurer This is a place to grandstand yourself. I would be a fool not to think that an adventuring party would not take advantage of all these very lucrative clients amongst them. Many adventurers from Nilar, they find patronage with houses. If you all perform grand here, I may even be looking to retain your services on a permanent basis if that is something that you are interested in.
If we
No.
were,
No.
if we were
Fortunately,
more
that's not an
interest-
option. Sorry.
if we were more interested in money than the mission, then that would make us poor guards, as it were.
I'm happy to hear that.
We will use our judgment and discretion, my lord.
That is all I can
Yes.
ask.
Can I get a medicine check for that cough that he's got?
Go ahead and roll it. Roll a heal check.
May I also roll a heal check?
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, all of us rolling heal checks?
If you are trained in heal, feel free to roll it.
28.
Jules has blown it out of the water, but I'm happy for other people to know. Alara and Fee, you're not quite sure what could be causing it. There's a host of respiratory issues that he could be combating. You don't believe it's anything terminal. You don't believe it's anything supernatural. It probably just seems like he just has a bad cough. That's more simple. Just a simple cough. Jules, you think that cough is old. You think that maybe at one point the Lord suffered something as a child, and this is a lingering cough. Based on just the way he carries himself when he coughs, he always seems to have something ready before he begins coughing. It seems more like a childhood illness that he combated and came out on the other side with just this cough that remains to this day.
Okay.
Well, you all again can peruse the estate as you need. You may, of course, sit by the trees if you require it, madame. But I will leave you all to your work.
Thank you, my lord. We understand that the next few days will demand much of your attention, but we may return with further questions in the course of our investigation.
Anything that you need, speak to Miss Graves. I will be quite pinched for time. If it is something dire, she will make sure that it finds its way to my ear.
Understood, my lord.
My lord, one more question on a more personal note. Should I be on the floor? Should I assist within the gala? I do not intend to step on any toes with my presence. If you wish me to not show my face, I understand, but I would like to know with explicit
You would be the
explicit
trickiest
intention.
one.
Yes, I understand. I am still a member of the nobility.
Well, what I would
but-
say is that from what I know of the situation, which is not a your family has paid its due, and you are your own creature, and I would not cage you any more than you would cage yourself.
Laura visibly warms to that. Her posture even relaxes almost, and she offers him a genuine smile. Thank you, my lord. I very greatly appreciate hearing those words from you.
Of course. And if any of my guests give you what is the commonest tongue guff for who you are, I will see to it. You are my employees, you are my adventurers this evening and into the others, and I will not have anyone treating my employees with arrogance.
It's greatly appreciated, my lord.
Of course. Again, I have much work to be done.
Yes.
I will allow you all to yours. Miss Graves will move her way through everybody, open up the door, and step out. You all at this point have full run of the estate, everything west of this side of the building. Basically, the hallway that you guys are standing in right now, you can't go east of there at all. But you can go west of there per the map's directions, anywhere you want to go, and view the map anywhere you want to.
All right.
Perhaps now it's a good idea for us to get an idea of the perimeter in which we will be patrolling. And I look at Miss Graves. Do you mind giving us a tour, or do you not have the time?
Oh no, I'm here to assist you all the best I can. Let's show ourselves to the back first, and then I will show you through the rest of the building.
Wonderful.
Excellent. Fee, do you want to catch up with us, or would you want to go when we're done with this?
I'll go lay in the garden when we're done.
Okay.
I need this information too.
Okay.
All right. Well, here's the back door to the estate. This is where we take most of our deliveries. She leads you all through the back door. We have a private road entry. The wall, obviously, and the gates are back here. We usually keep a minimal guard. Not really much comes through here that we aren't already aware of from the front. But this is the only direct way into the estate from back here.
Excellent.
How tall is the wall again?
This wall is 15 feet high.
Okay.
Where did I put her token? Where did it go?
She's right
It's
here.
just underneath the cart.
Is it's? I don't see it. I see the dog. Oh no, it's her. Whoops.
Let's say you were moving her.
Wow, Wade.
I've got dog tokens on here. They have the same coloration as her token. All right. Through here, in here we have the wishing well of the house. It's a bit of a pride of the Lord's. He built the entire estate around this, from what I understand.
Interesting.
Private sanctuary for the family. Let's
Is
see.
Kip in the room with us?
Where is Kip?
Kip wandered off.
Kip
Jules.
wandered off.
Jules looks back. It's a wishing well.
Of course. Yeah.
That makes sense.
She looks at you a little
No.
confused. I don't follow.
If you're ever a dad, you'll understand.
All right.
Wishing wells, people throw coins into them. It makes sense.
I suppose it does. Over here we have the grand dining hall. This is where dinner and everything will be served for the most part. You'll see a lovely view out to the main gardens from here. We also have a sitting room just to the south of this room, right through this door. This is also the exit out into the gardens. We can go ahead and look out there, I suppose, next. A beautiful garden. That first thing is you all step through the door outside, you are hit with a waft of fragrances. They have very detailed landscaping done here. There's a small pond with a bridge that you all can walk over into. Lattice work with beautiful ivy and flowers built into it. You can even see where there are small enchantments for dancing lights in the lattices. of the gazebo. Is just a perfectly manicured garden in every way, shape, and form that's flourishing with life.
Breathtaking, really.
Is this? Do you know if this is a natural pond? Or
I
was this?
believe it was made.
Okay.
Obviously, we have the gazebo here. To the north, we have the outdoor eatery for when the family likes to, eat outside, or for the guests on the gala night. There will, of course, be refreshments made available to them. To the south is the walkway into the spiral. Bit of a more cozy, romantic atmosphere for people to enjoy. Oh, I think your friend might have already made his way down over there to the spiral. Says as she points to, all can see Kip kind of through some of the bushes and the shrubbery here.
Certainly puts the venture an adventurer.
Hey Wade,
Yes.
what is the gazebo doing?
Existing.
I cast magic missile at it.
Doesn't work. You can't use magic missile on an inanimate object.
You've angered the gazebo.
Next time
The
you should play
gazebo
Fire
rises.
Mage.
Did it take any damage?
It didn't. You can't cast magic missile on a gazebo.
Wade, while the tour was going on and when I wandered off, I'm specifically seeing if anybody's behaving differently while the tour is taking place and scanning for invisible and magic things.
Nothing kind of jumps out at you. You can see the enchantments for the lighting effects that are built across the garden, but otherwise you don't see anything unseen. And you see the guards that are posted. Every now and then you all do see like some maids and some servants that move around the estate, but no one who seems to be out of place. I can show you the rest if you would like. There's
Please.
Miss Graves.
Please, that would be wonderful.
Go back inside here. We can go through these doors here. Obviously, down this way, we have the entry and foyer of the estate. Here we have the grand ballroom, down here to the south. This is where most of the gala will be taking place, of course. As you would expect, we'll have fine musicians, good food for the guests.
Is that a massive chandelier in the middle?
Is a massive chandelier hanging over the dance floor. You can see that it seems to be composed of very fine crystal.
Wade, there are no balconies or anything in this room, correct?
That's correct. It is just a very large vaulted ceiling.
Thank you.
How is the chandelier connected to the ceiling?
It appears to be hung up there with a chain.
Okay.
This would be the last room other than the privy that's on this side of the home. I suppose I did miss showing you the kitchens. Do you all want to see the kitchens?
Yes,
Yep.
please.
Okay. I'll be back up this way. You right through this door here.
And there are no rooms below the foundation? Like below
No.
below this floor?
No, there's no basement. We have a
No cellar.
we have a food cellar just off the back of the estate where we keep more perishables. And of course, we have an ice box enchanted here for our goods in the pantry just to the left here. Which leads you into the pantry area. Don't need more cold storage than that with the household.
I'm gonna take a quick search of the pantry. So hold on, let me pull my sheet up so I can roll that. Just to make sure there are no, secret doors that lead to crypts or anything.
Feel free to roll perception. You do not
22?
see any hidden doors or any false walls that lead into the dark depths of a forgotten tomb. It looks like a
Great.
normal pantry.
Great, thank you.
I suppose the last room that you all could see would be where the staff takes their dinners and meals. That would be just down this way. We actually passed as we came up from the Lord's office. Be right in here.
Very good.
This is where we take our meals and have our comforts in the home. And that is that's pretty much the estate. For the party, at least. Any questions?
And
How long have you been in service to the house?
Oh, I've been here for about 5 years.
Okay.
I came from another family's home when they had a falling out with their finances, and was lucky enough to find work here with a good recommendation.
there are no other areas in which any guests, no matter how esteemed they are, will be entering during this gala, correct?
Not without Lord Grundy's permission.
Okay.
I suppose the Crown Prince could go anywhere he wants to, but I don't see him forcing the notion in another lord's home and hospitality. Be quite the faux pas.
If I may ask, in your tenure here, have there been any guests who have disrupted his lordship's previous functions?
No, we've had a few events and parties throughout the years that I've been here. I've served the Lord and making sure they're all set up. I mean, nothing violent. There's of course always something that happens that garners a bit of attention, but nothing on the scale that he's called you all in for.
Very good.
Has the household had any new acquisitions?
You mean new staff?
Yes. In the last couple months.
We got a new cook. The other one that we had, she got a bit too old for the work, and we recently picked up a new chef. About 3 months ago.
Okay.
I want to be brought in or found before the food is the main courses are served. I can detect any sort of poisons and whatnot just in case.
Of course. You'll have access to the kitchens. You can come and go as you need to. I don't believe that the Lord is looking to do a big banquet for this evening. It's more about the solstice itself, and the gardens will be, I believe, the more used of the locations. He's looking to put on a very glowing atmosphere, nothing so stuffy as the grand banquets usually create. So food will be coming and going from various areas throughout the entire evening.
Lighter atmosphere suggests likely more libations than food.
We have brought in several casks and bottles of libations. I expect it will be free-flowing throughout the evening.
So really, we can just kind of focus on who's not drinking.
Perhaps.
I would be very surprised if anyone wasn't partaking. Well, if you don't need me for anything else, I think I have some other duties to attend to.
The only last question I have is the name of that tavern that his lordship mentioned prior.
Oh, of course. I believe it is called the Wet Whistle.
Very good.
You'll find it on the south side of town. Not a very reputable area of town, just so that you know.
Thank you for your assistance, madam.
Of course. She she holds her hands in front of her. She gives you all a small head bow, and then she begins to take her leave.
Who do we want to send to sniff around the whistle?
I am going to the garden.
That makes sense.
Understandable, Fee.
We'll
I
be
need to lay
findable
in
if you need
grass.
us, Fee.
I will be laying in the grass.
Understandable.
It's finally
I think Kip and I should
manicured.
take the Padre. I feel like the three of us would make the best team at a tavern of ill repute.
It does make sense. There were a few notes that I found intriguing that I'd like to ask your thoughts on. Particularly the Borough Master.
Oh, I'm pretty confident that he is probably not a target this evening, unless somebody has a death wish, because I am mostly certain that he is an ogre, and a really tough one.
That's less of what caught my attention. More his existence as a guest at this party. If he's a Borough Master, he's an elected official of the Undersenate. But if he has left the Undersenate physically, he can never return. How can he hold the title and be in exile?
I mean, maybe he's not in exile. Maybe they let their nobles do whatever they want, and that whole other thing is just a cover story. Maybe it only
Maybe he
applies
has-
to the lesser people.
Maybe he has means of communicating without returning,
It's possible.
but works as a diplomat.
Maybe he's an astral projection and he's not really here.
I think it is noteworthy regardless. It's
Yes.
unusual.
Absolutely. But apparently the Scala is going to have pirates at it, so that's going to be fun.
It's also fascinating. I wouldn't have expected a representative of that house to accept the invitation.
I really don't see this going well if there's going to be pirates here and we're worried about ninjas.
I think that the pirates are an interesting lead to follow. A pirate leaving the well, let's take it the other way. A pirate moving up in station in such a way could certainly draw the ire of some people looking to bolster their own names and positions. I was also interested about the historian, this Ingrid, somebody who does not have a history of nobility in their family, moving up the ranks. But the question would be, what motivation would anybody have to attack such a person? So the pirates make more sense to me.
It sounds like we have a lot more information to collect. Let's just make certain that we keep track of the pieces we already know while we're seeking it. That way we
Yeah.
can put together a picture that makes more sense.
Oh, we should have gotten the name of that new chef.
I'm certain that we can find her or him if need be. Although Fee did make a good point. If there is something untoward to happen, trying to insert someone in the household beforehand would be a wise move.
Mm-hmm.
Well, over the next few days, we can talk to the staff and see if there are other hired help that are new. Like, he is hiring a band of adventurers. Who else could he have potentially hired in the meantime? For the same reasons that he hired us.
How do you want to proceed from here? You were talking about investigating that tavern.
I think that swinging in, putting an ear to the ground, possibly seeing faces there to get an idea of if one person's here and another place might tip us off.
It never hurts to gamble a little.
If one of us is willing to stick around the bar and get drunk for a night or two, we might run into some people who are cantankerous in regards to the upper class.
That does seem like a job for Akko and Kip.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll volunteer as tribute.
I'll happily babysit from the back of the room.
What do you think, Alara? What should we pursue next?
I think there is a lot. I think there is a lot going on right now, and I think that it might not just be people at bars. This has the potential to hold a political coup in multiple different ways. We can speak to the people at the bar. I think that will give us a good way of looking at it. I think also looking at certain religious avenues. Wait.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, is oh God, what is? I don't have the damn world information. The reviled paragon, the assassin one. Does she have a temple anywhere?
You would be talking about Jocelyn Rogers?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
None that are public, at least.
All right. I think in regards of a situation like this, it would be very easy to hold a political coup. I think it would be very easy for someone there. We have a lot of questionable names on this list that we saw. It is possible that they could use this as a way to hurt one person there and use another person as a patsy. I'm going to see if maybe we could find some contacts or someone connected to Jocelyn Rogers and see if anyone's willing to discuss potential political assassinations.
Sounds like a rather dangerous lead to pursue, but it might yield fruit.
It's a lead. We have multiple different pathways we can go down.
Good thing we have lots of feet.
Let me know how I can help.
Hey Wade,
Yep.
Could I get like a knowledge check? Is it common for ogres and other such folk to be invited to an event like this? Does this stand out to me as non-normal?
Let's go with knowledge, nobility.
I got all
Probably
of
the most
them.
applicable. Yeah, knowledge, nobility.
19.
Yes. Not for the special reasons. But it's odd that an invitation would be sent to any high authority in the Undersenate. There are recognized traveling diplomats of the Undersenate who travel outside and carry messages back and forth and represent the Undersenate. But it's really weird for a Borough Master to be here. Like, that is just off the charts weird that they would send an invitation to him, let alone that he would actually accept. Like, one is already very wild as an idea. The other one is just like, almost a factual impossibility it would ever be accepted.
That is the Borough Master we should look into. Possibility of a false identity. It's like inviting the Queen to your wedding, and somebody sending you a letter saying they'll show up.
Interesting.
Can somebody reach a diplomat, possibly? Find out if we can dig up more information.
I had an idea that way.
Okay. Well, we've got how many days? 4?
3. The
3
third
days?
day, the night of the third day is when the event is. I assume that includes today. So we have tomorrow and then the next day, and then we will be in the event itself.
So we've got the bar, we've got the religious aspect, and we've got the diplomatic aspect to look into. We've got the 3 of us for the bar, as much as I hate to split the party.
We shouldn't have trouble finding one another. If we go anywhere particularly questionable, I recommend we don't do it alone, but otherwise.
Wet Whistles, sounds like it's not on the up and up side of town, although then again, we were talking with somebody who lives here.
It's true, but the 3 of you are quite capable.
Normal.
Certainly.
All right. Good luck.
All right, I think we're going to take our break for the evening here. So rejoin us in about 10 minutes, everyone.
Sounds good.
right, welcome back, everybody. Party has gotten a little sniff around the Grundy estate. We got a timer of 3 days, essentially, at this point. You have some possible leads to check in on. What would you all like to do?
I'm gonna head out to the garden.
Okay. Out that way, you'll find Bee basking in the little chunk of nature that has been sequestered here.
Forgive me for disturbing you, Fee. May I join you a moment?
Of course.
Walk over, give Luna a ruffle. There's some concern about this whole situation potentially being more politically motivated than simply opportunistic. So, it occurred to me that getting a better understanding of what the current political landscape is might help us. That's why I've come to you.
Okay.
How do we figure out what the greater meaning of all of this might be?
Well, if you're talking human politics, I can probably only help you out in loose vagaries and theory. Because elven politics, while a similar beast, is a completely different species. Because when your nobility has a lifespan of hundreds of years, it becomes a little more fluid.
I have a somewhat different concern. Not simply internal politics of the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple of noteworthy names that gave pause. The most curious one, as far as I'm concerned, is the Borough Master.
Okay.
The fact that there's a representative from the Under Senate at all is unusual. The fact that it's someone with a title like that seems even more unusual. I can't help but think there's more significance to that than I see on the surface of it.
It's strange to me, out of all of the political ties and kingdoms represented, that is one that they chose to make.
I know that the Under Senate control powerful resources that flow beneath the ground and the surface world, but
Yes.
they are very renowned for keeping to themselves.
True. I also, looking at the list of nobles from the Accord, didn't necessarily recognize anybody who has such an important name that they would be on that level or higher. So it's very odd that that is on the list.
It seems a bit uneven, doesn't it?
Aside from a crown prince, obviously, but I mean, obviously my queen won't be here. My duchess won't be here. I didn't recognize any other high nobles. There are obviously other nobles from my court that will be in attendance, but again, it's lower figures. It's nothing on the level of a Borough Master or a Crown Prince. The Crown Prince is at least semi-understandable because, politics and humans and trying to, fuck an errand to somebody.
Certainly. I suppose my question is, while this is rather departed from your own lands and your own courts, do you have some kind of connection that we could exploit to learn more about what the dangers of this political situation may be? Is there something we can do in the next 2 days to better arm ourselves?
One of the emissaries on the guest list is of my own line of thinking. I can try to get an idea of where she is staying and send her a letter. But other than that, I have no connections to human diplomats.
I understand. I simply thought it would behoove us to attack this problem from as many angles as we could. Let me know if there's anything I can do to facilitate.
That would be the only lead that I could think of. The only thing I could think of to facilitate that would be potentially asking if they know where some of these emissaries might be staying, that I could leave a letter. Because getting word back to the people that I report to, or getting word back to my family to try to find out where this particular individual may be staying, will take longer than we have.
Yeah, a very valid point. Well, I suppose I'll ask the steward if she's capable of locating this emissary, and maybe we can pay her correspondence.
Do you want me to go with you? Because it's not a lie if I tell her that she's a former coworker.
Absolutely. It's more accurate to say that I would prefer to accompany you.
Fair. Okay, let's go try to find her.
Very good.
Do. Looking for the lady.
Who are you looking for?
The lady who was showing us around.
Oh, Miss Graves?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You all will search around the areas that you have access to, and you do not see her.
Okay. Then I will go to... Are these guards posted in the ballroom?
Yeah.
I'll just go up to one of the guards.
Ma'am?
And ask. We were looking for Miss Graves. I had a question. If she knew how to get in contact with one of the guests, or knew where some of the guests were staying.
I will summon her for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
He walks off, and he will return a few minutes later with Miss Graves. Let me... You were looking for some people?
I am looking for one person in particular, and I wish to respect the Lord's desires that we be less seen and even less heard at the party. One of the guests is a former coworker cohort of mine. Okay. And I just wish to reach out to her to see if she would like to have tea with me or something like that. And obviously was curious if you might know where she is staying, so that I could leave a letter or a calling card so that she is free to reject my proposal without trying to, force myself in such a... I'm trying to maintain proper decorum.
I understand. Would she be from the Accord?
She is.
I'm afraid I wouldn't know what accommodations that their lot are taking. If they were of the Imperium, I have some idea of where various families are staying with others here in town. I might suggest one of the more affluent inns in town. That might be where some of them are staying, but I wouldn't know for certain.
Could you possibly give me names of these establishments and I can check?
Of course. The first one would be the Tipped Cup, and then the other one you might want to look for would be the Ravenous Room.
Ravenous Room?
The Ravenous Room. It is a very affluent establishment of pleasure. It is is very, very high end, very expensive. It has some of the best rooms in all of the City of Gold.
Excellent. Are these both in the same part of town?
The Ravenous Room, that would be on the east quarter, near the lake. And the Tip Cup, that would be in the central part of town.
Excellent. I very much appreciate your assistance in this matter.
Of course. I wish I could be a little bit more helpful in that vein, but they don't share their traveling accommodations with us.
I understand, and unfortunately, if I were to ask back home, it would take longer to get an answer, and they would most likely already have attended your party and be gone.
I understand.
All right, Imnos, you want to go for a walk?
Certainly. A pleasant afternoon to you, Miss Graves.
Of course, to you too. Akko, you walk around the gazebo a few turns, and it seems to be a normal gazebo.
I expect that Kip would be joining Akko and Jules at the bar, but that's up to him. Oh, well, there's a Kip.
I figured we'd be doing the bar bit like in the evening when people are more likely to be there.
Okay. So I've got Imnos and Fee are wanting to go explore those two establishments to try and find Fee's cohort. I've got Akko, Kip, and Jules looking to go hunt down the rumor from the location it spawned from. I believe that's just Alara, who's kind of the odd duck out. What are you looking to do, Alara?
I'm going to go and try to find. Basically, I'm going to talk to. Oh, hold on. God damn it! Why is this not loading? Thank you. I'm going to go through followers of Gillespie to try to find information about Jocelyn Rogers.
Okay.
And see if I can kind of petition to try to get some information from people who might be along those lines.
So you're heading to the workhouse to then try and sniff out a connection to Jocelyn. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, Dave, you were going to say something too.
Are these the people I see in the kitchen? Are they there?
They look to be putting together a meal.
Okay. Just make a mental note of what they look like. That's all.
Okay. It's starting to get a bit around lunchtime, so they're starting to fix the afternoon meal.
Yep.
Hey, Wade.
Go meet up with everyone else.
Yes, Kip.
If I walk the perimeter of the rest of the areas that we have access to with Detect Magic up, do I pick up any more magical items or latent spells?
Nope.
Just the garden and the office then?
The garden, the office. I'm sorry, there's another set of magic doors. I'm going to drag you to where it is.
Sure.
Right here. That seems to be ensorcelled in a similar
West
manner.
Wing, I assume?
Yeah, into the West Wing. As well as in the foyer, the fountain gives off some magic, as well as the stairs leading up to the second floor.
And the fountain? Okay.
Also, if you're walking the full perimeter of the place, the outside wall seems to have magic on it also.
Okay. Can I tell the school on most of these?
Yeah, the outside wall, I mean, most of it's all abjuration. The fountain is going to be conjuration, and so will the light. The lights outside are enchantment.
The rest is abjuration. Got it.
I'm sorry, what?
The rest is abjuration.
Yeah, the rest are all the doors and the walls are abjuration.
a lot of alarms.
That's all I needed. I'm just trying to do due diligence. I'll head back to the others, looking very, very, very distracted. I need to go handle some business. Where should I meet you all when I'm done?
Probably
I'll
back
meet
at the end.
end.
Hey, all right. I'll let you know what I learn.
Is your
Luck.
business drinking?
Sadly, not tonight.
If you need backup, let us know.
Hi.
All right, so Kip is actually going to be going off on his own. So it'll be Akko and Jules doing the wet whistle. All right, let's start with Alara.
All right.
Alara,
I
you
am
are
going-
heading. Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Go.
I am going to go out and go to basically the Temple of Gillespie, or the workhouse.
Okay. You are able to find the workhouse on the west side of town.
Okay.
It's easy enough for you to find your way there, either through people giving you directions or just a natural step leading you there. You turn down the right way and someone just points you down. It almost seems like a straight shot for you as you make your way through town to where the workhouse is.
Excellent.
Much like every other workhouse that you have seen, out front there's a large woman, looks like a half-orc woman, with her arms crossed, leaning up against the side of the door.
I give her the sign of the fist.
She returns it. What you looking for?
I'm looking for something a little bit more difficult to find, but still something that would be on the peripheral of the same interest of those who followed Gillespie.
You're gonna have to talk a little bit plainer with me. I'm not really following what you're putting down.
Yep, that's fine. I am looking for someone who... I'm looking for the kind of people who want to take a certain type of more extreme action than those in the workhouse. Perhaps another paragon who is for the people but more final.
She squints her eyes at you. She seems to be trying to formulate what you're talking to her about. I mean, she looks you up and down after a moment, and seeing that you know your shield bears the fist on it. You see her kind of untense a little bit, not very much, but noticeably enough. When she sees that, maybe we should go inside.
I think we should.
She'll open up the door, and you all walk in. It's not quite bustling right now, midday. Most people are out working. You do see a few people in some of the rooms that are sleeping in makeshift cots, and some of the bunk beds. Most of the rooms are filled with beds and little tables, with foods and cups and everything sitting around. She leads you into a side room where there are a lot of pamphlets spread out all over this room. There are posters up on the wall. The fist is on there. Peasants' rights. All these little things, these little movements that they're trying to do. But there's currently no one in the room other than you two. As she moves over and sits down in a chair. I mean, we always got people in the movement who want to be a bit more final with their actions. I don't really like that scene too much.
I don't necessarily like that scene too much either, but I do believe, and I'm going to be frank with you, I'm assuming that you'll appreciate that.
Yeah, please.
I believe that those who follow Jocelyn Rogers are very similar to those who follow Gillespie. I have a great respect for that paragon, regardless of the fact that I do not follow her myself.
Not something that I hear very often.
Might makes right. goes hand in hand in some cases with those who seek to empower the people, those who seek to empower the lower classes. However, the reason why I'm looking for someone along those lines is I believe that someone of the noble class may be utilizing that paragon or utilizing the connections within that paragon to create a measure of destabilization that would hurt the people more than it would help them. And I believe that is a paragon who helps the people more than she helps the nobility.
I'm going to be real honest with you. Most of what I heard went over my head, but what I think I heard was you saying that someone's trying to hurt people.
Yes.
You're trying to find someone from the Rogers crew?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I know a guy. I don't know what he does. I think I know some of the stuff that he does. Runs a pretty rough crew. He might be able to help you for the right price. From my understanding, those people are always about the gold.
And I understand that. They're about the gold to an extent. The gold is measured by the value of the endeavor.
Yes. Yeah. I thought you were looking for someone here who wanted to kill people. I mean, I know a few guys here who would kill some people, but I don't like them being around here often.
No, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm turning to. That is, however, what I am looking for information regarding, because I'm sure you know that there's going to be a big gala coming up soon.
There's always some event or thing happening up in the north.
You know that there are going to be a lot of diplomats and nobles coming into the town very soon. You have to.
I mean,
I point at the walls around us. You have to know what the nobility's doing.
She looks around like, I don't need to know what the nobility's doing. I protect the door, and I protect the people inside the door in the neighborhood. I don't really know what the muckety mucks are doing in the ivory towers. There's always something going on around town.
What do you mean by just that there's always a new thing going on, or is that a particular? Okay.
No, there's always something going on. There's some event or some dance or some hoity-toity thing. I mean, I don't really concern myself too much with that. I like to look out for my neighborhood and for my block here.
Those people should be helping you look out for them as well if they're going to be part of that ruling class, and if they're not helping you, they're also not thinking clearly. However,
everyone has some good intentions.
I believe so. I believe that everyone has good intentions. I believe the path built of good intentions leads elsewhere.
I guess.
But can you tell me where I can find those people?
Sure. So the guy that you're looking for that I know, his name is Kurt. You can find him at this dive bar. Not far from here, actually. Probably just about 4 or 5 blocks. It is called... called the Cracked Mug.
The Cracked Mug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, kind of a rough crowd that runs around there. You're really gonna stand out.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Do you want me to come with you?
No matter where I go, I'm going to stand out. I would rather you take care of the people here than worry about me.
You're my people, too. I'll look out for you just like I look out for them.
You know Stimpy. Do you know Stimpy?
I'm getting some feedback from somebody. Okay, looks like it's passed.
I appreciate that. I do. But I can take care of myself. Not everyone else can.
Your call. Kurt's
I'm going
the guy
to,
you want to talk to. I think.
at the cracked mug. I'm going to hand her 10 gold.
Her eyes go a little wide as she takes it.
That's for the people who need the help that only we can provide.
I'll make sure it gets passed out to everyone.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
Continue fighting that good fight.
Power to you.
Power to you. And I get up and I leave.
Okay. So making your way over to the cracked mug, it's probably, with the travel from the north side of town to where the workhouse is over to where the cracked mug, you're starting to get into dusk at this point. The town's a little bit more alive as people are moving around and doing things. So the cracked mug isn't, again, hard to find, just asking around to people. It is a dive bar, though. As you start getting closer to it, is a squat little building pressed up against other buildings. It's got a boarded up window on one side and a cracked window on another. The sign hanging off of it is, like its name, an icon of a big mug with a big battle axe scar through the middle of it, like it's been cracked in half. You can see some guys standing around. Does not look like the people of the north side of town or the interior where you stayed. It's a very rough and tumble type crowd.
Okay.
You get some eyeballs as you start making your way through.
All right. I walk in. I walk up to the bar. I ask for, is there a bar, or are they going to stop me?
No, no one stops you from going in. I mean, a lot of people turn and watch you as you move through. But you're able to make your way over the bar. It's pretty packed in here right now, actually. But you do manage to squeeze yourself into the bar because people are kind of moving, trying to understand what you're doing here. But a dwarven man walks over to your end of the bar and looks at you and says, "There's got to be a fucking story here for this one."
There is, and I can tell it to you if you can serve me an ale.
He puts a mug down full of ale, 2 copper.
I pay it. I'm looking for a man. I'm looking for a man named Kurt.
He starts squinting his eyes at you a little bit, and the people
I
on
offer
either
him
side of you,
a bright smile.
Yeah, the people on either side of you, they noticeably turn and look at you before turning away to talk. They lean into the other people that are near them and they start whispering. You can hear them saying very clearly, like, "Kurt, was she looking for Kurt?" The bartender, he reaches down under the bar and he pulls out 2 little shot glasses and puts them on the bar and fills them up with whiskey and then pushes one to you. What the hell are you looking for that thug for?
Thugs know stuff.
The guy's as dumb as a pile of rocks. You don't know nothing.
There are different kinds of knowledge, and I pick up the glass of the shot glass of whiskey and I motion to him in almost like a cheers, and I tip it back.
He salutes and takes a shot.
Everyone knows something. Even a stopped clock is right twice a day, right?
I guess. I just can't imagine why a pretty lady like you, wearing all that, would be looking for a guy like that. It's noticeable.
I'm sure it is.
He just stares at you. He doesn't say anything else. He just kind of looks at you.
So, can you tell me where I can find him?
Yeah, I guess I can. He's behind you. And as you turn around to look over your shoulder, you see a man standing behind you. He's wearing what appears to be leather armor that's crisscrossed across his torso. His hood is pulled back, so you see kind of shaggy black hair, gruff kind of stubbled exterior, as he's staring right at you, probably no further than an inch or two away from your face.
Okay. I take my I take my ale and I go to tip it to my face, but I see that he's a little bit in the way, and I'm like, "Excuse you, I have to have a little bit of a drink before I, get this close to a fine gentleman as yourself. I hear you can show me a good time." And I tip a little bit of my drink into my mouth. Maybe we can go somewhere and talk about this.
I don't think I got anything to talk to you about, lady.
Oh, I guarantee
that I can
you
think
do.
of.
Even if it's a no, you have something to tell me.
Why don't you just take this as a no? And he starts to turn to walk away from you.
I'm not really the kind of person to just let someone walk away without listening to what I have to say.
You hear a couple people like go, ooh, as the guy stops and turns back around to look at you. He's like, what are you going to do to stop me from walking away?
Probably bother you a lot. And everyone's going to know that that this happened. I mean, everyone's watching us, and I just wave to some people off to the side. Maybe someone else has the information for me, but I can make it worth your while.
Make a diplomacy check. He stops, and for the first time since you've locked eyes with him, he gives you a thorough look up and down, and you see for a moment that he eyeballs your belt pouches that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Before he looks back, he's like, all right, come over to my table. And he starts walking away.
I move over to his table.
He moves to the back corner. There's people at the table, but he kicks one of the chairs and knocks a guy out of it. And motions for you to take a seat as he takes a seat opposite of you. It's still very packed. This is not a private environment as he looks at you across the table. All right, what you got for me, rich lady?
Well, I have a question, but this place is very loud, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear me.
I can hear you say my name across this bar. Anything you gotta say to me, this is where you say it to.
Okay. I hear you're the kind of man that knows things that, who knows how to terminate contracts with extreme prejudice.
What, your husband cheat on you? You want me to cut his gonads off?
Nope.
You want me to kill somebody for you?
Nope. I want to know if someone's going to be killed. And I want to know if a system that's not built for certain people has been abused by certain people.
Give me a sense motive check.
Can do.
It's not so much him that you pick something up off of. It is a woman that is next to him on his left. She's had her back kind of half to you all as she's been talking to somebody else. away from the table. But you see her back straighten a little bit as her head tilts, clearly listening on your conversation while she's having one of her own. But Kurt, he leans back in his chair. He's like, I mean, you don't get to know something for free around here.
No. You don't.
What
I
tribute
am
do you
willing to
have for
pay.
me?
I'll put 5 gold on the table.
That could get you a name of who might be dying soon, depending on who it is that you're looking for the name of. Do you know who you're looking for? Or are you just looking to know everyone that's going to die in town?
Looking for the place where it may be going down. And the time, which would be about 3 nights from now. I hear it's going to be very, very shiny in the center of town.
Center.
And I believe that, or where is the keep?
North side.
In the north side of town.
You're looking to know if someone's going to die in the north side of town in the next 3 days.
No, 3 days from now.
More specific. All right. Well, he reaches out and he scoops up your gold. I ain't killing no one in 3 days in the north side of town.
I asked if it was going to be you.
Yeah, I don't know every killer in town who's going to be killing somebody.
You're aware of certain contracts, though.
You should think I'm aware of every contract killer in town.
Maybe you're not. But you know what I'm looking for now. I take another sip. I'm willing to pay more for the name of who the target is, and I'm willing to pay even more beyond that to find out who is paying for it.
He just kind of stares at you for a brief moment.
I stand up.
He watches you stand up.
My name is Alara. You can send a missive to me at this location. I don't remember what the name of the bar we're staying at. Wait, is the inn we're staying at?
The Froth Den.
No, it's Morningwood.
Oh, it is Morningwood. That's right.
Oh God,
It's the
That's
Morning
right.
Cock.
It is
it's
morning.
the Morning Cock.
Yeah. Morning Cock. Yep.
I'm staying at the Morning Cock. You can send a message to me if you have further information. If not, then you have still been a help. And I look around at everyone in the room. As I said, a stop clock is right twice a day. Don't discount people because you think they're dumb. And I just walk out.
Wait. The
I
woman
stop.
next to him turns around. Sit back down.
I turn. I sit down. Yes.
You're asking questions that may be outside your purview.
Probably am.
Why?
Because it's currently my job.
You have a contract to protect somebody?
Something like that.
North side of town?
Yes. Look at me.
What estate?
What is the name of the estate, Wade?
A Grundy.
The Grundy estate.
$50 gold.
What am I paying for? The information I'm looking for?
Yes. That is the value of it.
I put it down. Or I hand it to her.
She reaches out and she takes it. There are no contracts or speakers for the Grundy estate in 3 days' time.
Thank you. I'm glad to know that pathways that should not be abused are not being abused by the wrong people.
We are not the only killers in town to be
No.
wary of.
But it's important to me to know that the pathways that are being used are not these.
You're very interesting, Alara.
I've heard that.
Is that shield for show?
No.
Then you should use it to protect what's within.
That's my goal. But it would be just a symbol that carries no weight. And trust me, this thing is heavy. That carries no weight if I didn't come and try. I believe certain symbols go hand in hand, and this one goes hand in hand with one that I think you know what I'm speaking about.
I think you should go.
I nod and leave.
All right. Let's see. Kip, where are you going? What are you doing?
You're
With
muted,
this
Johnny.
All right. Fee and Imnos.
As I say, Johnny just got up to use the bathroom real quick. He's here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry about that.
No worries. What are you doing? Where are you going, Kip?
I am going to the obelisk.
It is as it always is. As you walk inside, the tinkling of the bell, the same oaken door. You see a young woman sitting behind the desk.
Hello.
Sir, how can I help you today?
I was hoping I could pass a message to Warden McCall.
Actually, real quick, just point of order, Wonder. I actually had to go back and watch the episode to get this name because I thought
Okay.
McCall is actually the name of the warden from our previous game that we played a few years back. Your guy's name is Dunkel, Warden Dunkel.
Well, now I'm never going to forget that name. That's a gem of a name.
Right?
I will amend my statement to Warden Dunkel.
Sure, we can pass a message to him. Actually, I think he's here in town. What do you need to know, or what do you want to say to him? Or you have a letter, a missive?
Well, I don't want to monopolize any of his time. I'm in town for a job for the Adventurers Guild, and it seems like it may stray into our territory or something I should keep an eye out for, and I just wanted to know if there's anything I should be aware of specifically.
Do you think someone's practicing necromancy or other forbidden magics?
Stranger things have happened when I'm around, so either that or there may be some intrigue that the organization is aware of or would like to be aware of, regardless.
I mean, adventurers find all sorts of arcane mysteries. I mean, if you found something of interest, I can certainly pass it up. We need something more specific.
I think we might be communicating different things. If it's not the sort of thing we should bother ourselves with, that's fine. It's just large gathering of nobility with some very prominent guests Just wanted to know if while I'm there, if there's anything I can do that can be of service other than our typical orders.
Oh, no. I mean, at least this is my understanding. I've been with the hold for a few years now. If it's not something of magical resonance, we don't really care what the politicians and the nobility are doing, as long as they're not practicing forbidden magics. It doesn't really affect us.
All right, well, that answers that. Thank you very much.
Of course. Anything you need, goods, services?
Nothing I can afford at the moment, unfortunately. But thank you.
Of course. Good luck.
Thank you. That's all I got.
All right. Fee and Imnos, you two are heading to those two establishments, correct?
Yes.
Indeed.
All right. Which way are you going to first?
Which side of town are we already on?
You're on the north side of town.
Okay. So let's go to the one in the east first.
Okay, that would be the Ravenous Room.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah, Tilted Cup is in the middle of town. Ravenous Cup is on the east side of town. All right.
Yep.
So the east side of town is a large assortment of different inns, merchant district for the most part, along with some small minor nobility estates. You all are easily able to find yourself to the Ravenous Room. As you approach, I mean, it's very clear that you're probably in the more high-end red light district of the City of Gold. You approach the Ravenous Room. It is a 4-story tall tower. You can see that there are just these shimmering drapes across every window. Some of them have women standing in them. Some have men standing in them, calling out to people on the streets. You can see that there's a large front door with a beaded curtain for the door, with an open entryway to walk inside. And there are people standing around. Some people are talking to people near the front. Looks like a very open, inviting type of establishment.
Okay. Imnos, can you do me a favor before we go in?
Certainly. What is it?
Can you hold my bag for me? I need to rummage around for something.
Oh, okay.
So before we go in, wait, I'm going to pull out the symbol of my order that I carry, that I wear around my neck, just so it's actually visible. And out of my bag, I'm going to pull out my pin from the court.
Okay.
From my employer, and just put it on my cloak.
Gotcha. You are adorned.
All right, you ready for this?
I suppose as I'll ever be.
I don't know if this is going to be the right place, but I don't know what Elisara's proclivities are, so we might as well check.
Either way, it'll be an experience.
All right, we go inside.
All right, you all step inside. You hear fine music playing throughout the room, very upbeat string music. Some percussion that seems to be building and ebbing with the flow of the mood of the room. The first level of this tower appears to be very much like the inn that you are currently staying in. It's got a very nice bar. It has low sitting tables. Think very Japanese style, with a lot of cushions surrounding it for people to lay around tables. And there are hookahs on different tables and people being fed and everything else. It's a very lively area where people are moving around and having a lot of fun and talking with each other. And you can see that there's a staircase near the back that wraps up towards the second floor.
Okay. I'm just going to peer in to that area and see if I see Elisara in there.
Give me a perception check.
Sure.
I'll likewise just look to see if I see any elves.
Okay. You give you a perception too, then, Imnos.
Are you kidding me?
Say I don't see anything popping up.
I rolled in the wrong program because I'm a dumbass.
Did you roll on Foundry?
No, I rolled in the Zoom meeting.
Oh, I'm not sure if that actually rolls there.
No, it doesn't.
Mnos 1427. B, you do not see Alisara here. You don't see anyone who looks like they are of the Accord diplomatic groups at all, or any noble at all from the Elven culture. Mnos, you do spot a couple of elves in the room, but they seem to be either workers, or they appear to be one woman in the back corner who is playing one of the instruments.
So either way, almost certainly not who we're looking for. Look over at them, look over at Fee.
They don't carry themselves like Fee is.
Yeah, I just shake my head. Is there a front desk?
There is. It's right next to the bar, but there is a front desk where people seem to be checking in and out of rooms. You're able to easily move through the line after about probably 5 minutes of wait. There is a woman standing behind the counter. As she looks, "Oh, darling, you are beautiful."
I thank you kindly for that. I am looking for a contingent of diplomats traveling from the Accords. Would they happen to be staying at your establishment?
Diplomats. Oh, well, afraid we really don't speak much about what happens here in the Ravenous Room.
I understand that there are certain discretions. I am looking for a former coworker of mine, and I just need to know if I left a message here, if it would get into her hands.
What's her name?
Elisar Vane.
Give me a diplomacy roll.
Sure.
If you want to leave a missive for her, if she's staying here, I'd be happy to deliver it.
I will gladly do that. I'll just look over at Imnos and be like, I might as well just leave messages at both locations.
Great.
It'll get to her either way.
I was going to suggest exactly the same.
Okay.
I assume like the basics, like, hey, it's Fee. I'm over here at the Morning Cock. I'd like to talk with you if you're in town.
Yeah, I'm staying here. Please join me for either a cup of tea or a glass of wine, depending on what time of day suits your availability. I'm looking to talk to you before the gala on the solstice.
Okay, got it. The woman happily takes the missive. I'll make sure it gets delivered if, again, she's here.
I greatly appreciate. I am not showing anyone my morning cocktail.
She takes the missive and she slips it underneath the counter of the desk.
Thank you.
Of course. If you'd like to have a drink, please. In fact, for you two, you look like a darling couple. Let's comp your first drink for the evening.
I would gladly take you up on that offer. Perhaps some other evening that I am in town. Unfortunately, I have a few more errands that I need to run.
Are you sure? You won't find a better place to enjoy yourself here in
again, I'm in town for the next 3 or 4 days. I will gladly take your establishment up on the offer of some enjoyment, just not this evening.
Excellent.
Yes,
enjoy your night.
Most gracious of you. Thank you.
All right.
We'll just head off to the other place.
All right.
Interesting place.
The Tip Cup is in the central district of town. It's actually just a couple streets over from the Morning Cock.
Convenient.
The Tip Cup is a 5-story tall tower. You can see that unlike the Morning Cock, which is of course composed of all wood for its tower composition, the Tip Cup seems to be made through stone and embroidered in gold. All the trimmings of the doors, the windows seem to be made of gold from what you can see in the dying light of the day. which is about dusk time now with your all's travels across the city's perimeter. But the door is slightly ajar and available for you to walk through into.
Quite the ostentatious inn, isn't it?
I was about to say the same thing. Let's go inside before I go blind.
Yeah.
Well, if you were blinded by the outside, you double down on that blindness from the inside. This place is dripping with ostentatious wealth. The counter seems to be made of a composition of silver with gold merged into it, creating this swirl of gold and metal with silver blended into it. A man stands behind it, very finely dressed. You see waiters moving around, again, very finely dressed, as if you were at a high-end noble gala right here in this opening area, this foyer. It is a foyer that you're into. It doesn't immediately open up into a bar, so it's a closed room. The gentleman behind the counter looks up as you all walk in, and you immediately see his nose go a little bit into the air as he looks at you.
Okay.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm actually looking for the contingent traveling to these lands from the Accords. I have a cohort from the court, and I flash him my pin that I am looking to leave a message with.
Name?
Alisara Vane. Possibly Lady Alisara Vane. I do not know if she's traveling under her title.
He looks down into the book that's in front of him. He flips a couple pages. And you say that you are a member of this contingent?
I am not. I am a co-worker of hers who also works with the court. I am looking to leave a message should she desire to join me for tea or wine.
He holds his hand out.
I give him a gold.
He and he puts it down on the counter and pushes it back towards you. The missive?
Sorry. Sure. Do you have some paper?
I suppose. He reaches down underneath the counter. He pulls out a sheaf of parchment, puts it down. Will you be requiring a quill and ink as well?
Nope, I have that. I pull it out of my bag. I just write her the same message. I fold it intricately and I slip the gold inside the fold. And I hand it back to him to make sure it gets to where it needs to go.
He takes it. I will endeavor to make sure it finds its way to its proper holder.
Thank you.
Of course.
I'm sure the court will be very upset if it does not.
Oh, I'm quite sure.
And we'll just leave.
You know.
All right.
Imnos, if I ever become a noble, if I become like any of these people, please kill me.
If you ever become a noble, I'm quite convinced you won't become like that. I understand that you like trees, but you don't have one growing up your ass.
All right.
Really, it's a wonder he could walk.
I didn't see him walking. He was standing quite still.
You know, in that case, that might explain it. I'd be sour, too, if I were in his position.
You guys are going to head back to the Morning Cock?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Akko and Jules. Our last little portion here of it. You all are heading for the Wet Whistle?
Yes.
I mean, if we're waiting for later in the day, can we grab Kip on his way back, or?
I mean, I suppose
just
you
want
guys
to
can
get
grab
Kip drunk.
Well, yeah, we can't do an alcoholic interlude without Kip.
It's true. He's a vital component.
How much worse can we make this situation?
Assuming we have time beforehand, which it sounds like we do, Jules is going to change into his street clothes, if you will.
Okay.
Out of his clerical attire.
Got it. But yeah, you guys can easily scoop up Kip from the Morning Cock. I mean, you guys know if you want to go there during the evening, then you have an hour or 3 to kill before you'd have to head over there from the Morning Cock. So yeah, Kip can be with you absolutely if Kip wants to come with you.
Yeah, sure.
Right. You guys head towards the south side of town. As you start moving further to the south of town, you start noticing as the size of the towers starts diminishing into small, squat buildings. People, at first, as you're more in the center of town and you mention the wet whistle, no one seems to know what you're talking about. But as you get further and further south, and the feel of the socioeconomic level of the place changes, people start recognizing the name, and finally you find yourself almost at the border of town, where you find a squat tavern with a whistle over top of it, with a sign saying the whistle or the wet whistle.
I feel like I'm gonna walk in and everyone's gonna go, Norm!
You all drink at the bar. I'll find a nice quiet booth to sit in from the back and watch you.
Fair enough. While we were walking, by the way, I would share my notes with Akko and Jules regarding all the enchantments that I could spy in the schools that they were from. Wait, it's nothing out of the ordinary, but it pays to know these things.
It's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Also, while we're on our way there, Akko's not gonna change his clothes because he's Akko, but he is gonna remove most of his jewelry, save for his signet ring, just so he's not quite as flashy.
Yeah, I'm about to say you would really stand out even more wearing all that bling, in this part of town for sure.
Not that he wouldn't mind having to fight off some ruffians, but if we're trying not to be completely stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. For note, your mage armor is gone at this point, Akko.
I was also going to say I recast that on the way.
Okay. So you all walk into the Wet Whistle. It is a very run-down bar. In fact, it's not even crowded at this time of night when you would expect it to be at its peak of business. You see probably about 5 people on the inside of a place that could accommodate maybe 20 or 30. They were really packed into the smaller building. You see what looks like a half-elven man behind the bar, and the other 3 or 4 people are spread out across the room. None of them sitting with each other, all sitting by themselves.
That's my kind of place.
Kip noticeably tenses up when he notices that.
The bartender looks up as you guys enter. He goes, "Can I help you? You get lost?
You got any mead?
Mead? No, we ain't got no mead. I got
What do you
ale.
got?
I got ale, and I got some rock gut whiskey."
I'll take some ale. Skip the rock gut.
All right.
Same place.
He pours all 3 of you a cup. That's 3 copper for the lot.
I'll drop
Jules
3
will
copper on
drop
the
it.
table. Beat you to it.
He scoops it up. When you all drink this ale, it's bad. It's sour. It doesn't taste good at all. Like, you don't know how anyone could even sell this and call it a drink.
Does it still taste like alcohol?
It is alcoholic still. You get the sort of the punch of alcohol, but again, it's a sour taste. Like,
So we're talking like Doers bad, except actually alcoholic.
I guess it's like if you made Merlot into an ale.
Oh God! What? Why did you correct yourself?
Because Merlot is not the correct pronunciation I wanted to go with there.
Malort?
Malort, yeah, Malort as an ale.
I thought you were saying Merlot the wine, and then you went Merlot. I'm like, I fucking hate you.
No, because I've had a Merlot ale before, and it was delicious. But yeah, anyways,
Tastes like you
continuing.
washed out the red line with the Chicago River.
It's bad. It's just bad.
I contemplate casting Purify Food and Drink on it.
Y'all ain't
Just
from
get-
around here. I don't recognize you three.
Nah, we're just traveling through town.
Well, I mean, you picked the most scenic place to come to in all the City of Gold.
Did we really?
No,
Oh,
shittiest fucking place in the City of Gold. What? I don't know why the hell y'all would come here.
Why are
because
you
you always
here?
got to like start at the bottom before you go up.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Or
Poor? Okay. So you're running a poor man's bar?
pretty much. I mean, it's all I got the money for. Barely keeping this place going.
I mean, I can tell you what ails you.
What's that?
It's your ale. It's
I
terrible.
know it ain't the best, but about the best I can make. I ain't no Brew Master. I
How
can't
long you been
afford the
brewing?
regular stuff. About 2 years.
2 years? Sounds like your main problem is probably, and Jules will give it a sniff. Probably your ingredients. Maybe you're letting it ferment a little long too.
You know about brewing?
Not a terrible amount. I've been around a few people while they've been doing it. Familiar with how some stuff's made.
I mean, any advice you can give me, I'm happy to give it a shot. Maybe you'll get some more clientele in here.
Yeah, how long you been struggling at this?
About 2 years.
Oh, you opened the bar 2 years ago.
Yeah.
A little spit polish and stuff. You can still get this up and running. Look at you. You got an entrepreneurial spirit about you.
Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, gotta struggle at something. That's what living's all about.
I know the struggle. So, tell me, you normally have, are these all your regulars?
Some of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that's all of them. As he like looks past you all at like the sad drunks that are over their cups right now. That's completely oblivious to you all. The other people in this room don't even seem to notice you. Yeah, that's my regular crowd. They keep the place going.
Okay, you got a head back there.
Well, just walk out the back door and just go piss in the alleyway. That's what we all do.
That's a fine tradition. Jules will stand up and go check out the back alleys.
Okay. Give me a perception check, Jules.
And Jules will give you guys a look as he's walking away. Warmed him up for you. Whole 10.
Jules, when you step outside, you hear as you're walking out, at the same time, you hear another door close. But when you look around down the alleyway, you don't see anybody out and about here in this area.
Can I make a note of it? I'll hang out there for about a minute or two. I'm gonna try to give them a chance to talk to a warmed up bartender.
Okay. Y'all want shots? I got whiskey. It's not as bad as the ale. I actually buy this.
Fine. Absolutely. Pour one.
Oh man, I haven't sold one of these in like a month. He starts putting some dirty shot glasses up on the bar, and he pours one for each of you. That'll be 2 copper. Well, 4 total.
4 total?
Yeah, 2 for each shot.
All right, but this better be the best whiskey I've had in the last 5 minutes.
Drink something on the way in. I'm gonna lose this, right?
Who knows?
Um,
That's the nature of the bet there.
Yeah, I guess. It's not good. It's better than the ale, but it's rot gut whiskey. Like it's just, it just instantly turns your tongue. You gag a little bit, maybe. It doesn't want to go down easy.
Well, that's certainly something. You said you buy this?
Yeah, I buy it. I got a
Who do you buy it?
supplier.
Who do you buy it from?
Well, I buy it from my brother-in-law.
Does he make it or does he buy it?
You know, I don't really know. He must buy it from somebody. Charging about $1 a bottle. It's expensive.
I'm sure it is.
I probably should be telling you how much the bottle is. I think he told me I shouldn't be telling people that.
No, because then they might add it up.
Yep, we'll
Anyway.
toss 2 silver on the counter and be like, we'll take a bottle.
He instantly puts the bottle up that he gave you all shots with. It's probably like a third down as he instantly puts it in front of you. That's your bottle. So what brings y'all to town? What you doing around here?
Just passing through. You said earlier you're surprised we came into your bar, but I mean, when the alternative is establishments with people with sticks so far up their ass they're coughing splinters, we always kind of prefer to go to an establishment where normal people actually drink.
You ain't gonna find no more normal people than those people that come here to my bar. You know, we ain't
Right.
like those hoity-toities up on the hill.
There's some
the
well-seasoned
big old
salt of the earth
towers.
folks here, right?
That's right. I even
Best
know a guy
people-
named Salty.
The best people, the best stories, the best folk are always in salt of the earth places like this, not like golden fucking curtain rod establishments.
That's right. I'd never been in one of them before, but I heard awful
Don't.
things about it.
I was in one long enough to get kicked out about 2 hours ago. Apparently, you must have at least 10 gold just to walk into the damn place, or some fool
Oh,
knows.
shit. I don't know, anyone could have 10 gold. They ain't some noble born. And that'd be the life, though, walking around with 10 gold in your pocket.
I just
what
want
would
to
you
get
do if you had
drunk.
10 gold?
I had 10 gold?
Yeah.
Few chicks at the same.
I don't know. I'd probably buy some better drinks to sell here. Maybe then I would get more people to come. And then I can make more money.
You might want to think about maybe some entertainment, like a bard.
Oh, man, I don't know if I could afford a Gleeman to come in here and sing his songs and revel. I mean, we don't get a lot of people. I got a couple regulars that come in here other than these folk.
Eh.
I don't know. We don't get enough for like live entertainment.
Well, most bards, at least traveling bards, you don't actually pay them. You cover their tab, and they work for tips.
Really?
Most,
I thought
most
you had
that
to
I've
pay
seen.
them to come.
Well, I mean, if you want to be all contractual, but most aren't really particular about where their next silver comes from.
So you're saying that I can just get a guy come in here and strum his lute, and he just drinks my whiskey, but only money he gets is from what people give him? I don't have to pay him nothing? But the drink?
That's
Usually.
potentially
Oh man, I've never heard of that before. I gotta start
Not-
doing that.
not
Man,
a
I'm not good at
fantastic
this, am
bard.
I?
Nah. Everybody starts somewhere. I feel like we've drank in far more establishments than you might have, so we have a wee bit more information on that part.
Well, I appreciate y'all. Here, I'll give you another ale on the house.
Actually, I'll take the whiskey. Well, we already have the whiskey. We don't need an ale. We got the whiskey.
I'll
Oh,
take
okay.
I'll take the ale. I'm gonna try mixing in the whiskey and see if it helps.
He gives you another cup of ale.
I'm gonna try
So-
making a bomb.
Yes,
So
that's
y'all
not a
are-
bad idea.
Y'all are passing through town. Where are you heading to?
Oh, anywhere we can find work.
What kind of work you do? I know some people. Maybe we'll find you a job.
Well, I'm a tutor for rich spoiled brats, and unfortunately, I have a habit of calling them rich spoiled brats, which is why I'm currently unemployed.
I might do it, I guess. What about you, little buddy? He like looks at Akko.
I'm the
I mean, you're
muscle.
kind of nicely dressed.
That's to throw people off so they don't know I'm the muscle.
That's what happened to the clothes of one of the rich spoiled brats. He's wearing them.
It's disguise.
Oh wow.
Also,
Yes,
may have
indeed.
been why I was fired.
Guess if you dress fancy, people think you're fancy.
They don't like it when you take their clothes. Exactly.
One of the regulars gets up from his table and walks over and gets another cup of ale, and just kind of like sloshes back and forth before making his way back over to his table. Jules, you're back by this point.
Yeah, Jules will come sit down. So
Jules, you have to have a shot of the whiskey that we bought. You have to.
I'll pick up the glass off the table and the bottle and pour myself one and shoot it back.
Not good.
Gently let some of it trickle back into the shot, put it down.
Yeah, that's about what most people do when they drink that stuff.
Booze is booze.
Yeah, my regulars love it.
And if you're already drunk, booze is booze.
Have you, speaking of your regulars, and Jules will kind of lean in a little bit, have you had anybody different, interesting come in recently?
He leans up against the bar towards you. I mean, we only get like my regulars. I don't get new people very often. I mean, they kind of stick out, like y'all stick out. I'll probably be telling stories about y'all coming to my bar for the next 2 months.
I can promise you we're not that interested.
No,
Nobody
I mean, only
wants
when
to hear about.
only when the
Nobody
Star
wants to
Boys
hear
come
about
in.
Russia.
I mean, that's my biggest crowd, and I mean, no new people.
Star Boys?
Yeah, they rent out my basement from me for all their religious meetings.
Religious meetings. Tell me more.
I mean, I don't know too much. I went to one of them, and they kept talking about how I shouldn't be happy just being the bartender here, and I should be shooting for something a lot better than this place. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into my bar. I don't want to just give it up.
Got an entrepreneurial spirit, like I said.
Yeah.
He was
I don't
just
know.
telling us if he had 10 gold, he'd reinvest it in this place and he'd make it even better.
That's what I would do.
Those Star Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they so mad at? Who are they angry at?
I guess they're mad at all the rich people because they ain't rich themselves. They keep blaming all the rich people for all the world's troubles.
Yeah, they're keeping us down. Really are.
I don't know. I don't know. They just kind of got theirs, right? They work real hard and they earn money and their papa gave it to them and then they work hard and they get more money. That's what I want to do. I want to earn a lot of money, give it to my kids, and then they'll be rich.
When do they normally come around?
I don't know. They're kind of hit or miss where they come in for drinks.
They from around?
Well, yeah, they're locals. Like I
I
said, they only
wanted
go
to-
to the basement for their meetings.
If
That's
I
really
wanted
how I keep
to-
this place going.
Where is the basement?
Oh, out back, there's a storm door. Takes you right down to the
having a
basement.
They having a meeting right now?
I don't know the schedule. They kind of keep to themselves, other than coming in here and getting drinks afterwards.
Do
How
they
much do they
tend to hand out any pamphlets or anything like that to attract folk to their meetings?
Oh yeah, they're always handing out pamphlets about something going on. Like I think like last month it was something about there being rats in the food stores and people selling like diseased rations and shit. Here, I think I
Holy
got
hell.
one. He reaches under the bar and kind of you hear some clanking of bottles before he comes back up and he pulls out a very familiar looking pamphlet to you all at this point. Traveling with Jules and Alara, this is very clearly like one of the more political styled pamphlets that the Gillespie Brotherhood pass out about different causes that they believe in. And he puts it down and you can even see like the raised fist in one corner of the pamphlet. Yeah, this is one of them. I usually put the other ones outside, or people use it to put the drinks on. I don't want to wear down the wood. As he pats the bar, and this bar is just a piece of shit. Like it is worn down.
Would you I'm fascinated by this. These sound like good folk. Who runs that whole shindig? Do you know?
Well, I mean, I kind of got the line from my half cousin who had his girlfriend bring them over because they were looking for a place to hold their meetings. their leader, what's his name? I haven't seen him in like 2 months now. Francis, that's his name, Francis.
Francis.
All boys
Okay.
call him Frankie, though. But he had to use his real name when he signed the contract for the lease of the basement.
How much do they pay to lease the basement?
Well, they
Is it a good
pay.
space?
It's decent. You know, they pay 5 silver a month.
About how long ago was the food stores being poisoned and people getting sick? Because my cousin, down on the south end of town, he got horribly sick I'd say about a month and a half ago. Was that
I
about
think
when
it was-
they were preaching about it?
Yeah, I think it's about a month ago now that happened. Yeah,
Well, he
that's
almo-
about right. I don't know if anyone really poisoned.
Well, he almost fucking died. Can I head down to the basement? If they're there, I want to listen to what they have to say. This is serious.
Sure, you can go give them a knock, I guess. I don't know how welcome they are, people. They're always down there working on some project. I know they've been renovating the place and stuff, too.
Hey, is it okay if I take my booze?
Yeah. Yeah, you can take that cup. You all bought that bottle. I can buy 10 cups now.
Thank you much obliged. I'll be back up. I'm gonna go have a gander and hear what I can hear. If there's a way to stop the poisonings and things like that, I want to know.
And
yeah.
I'll come with you, Kip. And Jules will pick out a gold piece from his pouch and say, "Have a copper on me."
You, like, tip it to the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
He, like, catches it as you all start walking away. And, like, he doesn't really pay much attention to it as he just kind of grabs it and then just kind of puts it right into his schmuck's pocket. Thinking that it's
Real
just
excited
a
later.
piece of copper. Are all 3 of you going out, or is it just
Yeah, I'm
Jules?
gonna follow with them, but I just don't say
Okay.
anything.
Yeah, you guys go outside. Alleyway smells like piss and shit. You do see the storm door that he's talking about, though, to the basement.
Is it in the direction of the noise that I heard?
Yeah, just about. You think?
I think I heard that door shutting when I came out here earlier.
Oh,
Yeah, didn't see anyone, so probably going in rather than out.
I think I might try to buy this bar before we leave. That man is a hopeless optimist, and I can't bear to watch the world grind him down. I'll be his silent partner.
Yeah, that's why I gave him the gold.
What would you call it? Like Kip's cupboard?
Oh, let him run it the way he wants to. I'll just be a silent partner. Maybe have some passive income from it. There are worse things to do with money.
I liked him. He's
Not
not.
a dishonest bone on his body.
He seems kind and not the type of kindness you'd expect here. But
Hey,
Maybe
let's tend
a
to our
little
work.
too trusting for a barkeep, but
well, money will fix that. The most untrustworthy fucks I know are the ones that are rolling in fucking money. Anyway,
Hey. I'm not untrustworthy.
I said what I said. I'm gonna lift the
Also,
door.
when did you see me rolling in the money?
I'm not even gonna fucking respond to that. I'm gonna try to lift the door.
You lift it, but it stops, clearly caught on something, probably locked.
Barred
Barred from the inside.
See if it's just a simple hook or something I can slide off.
Give me perception.
I'm gonna take a look as well, if you don't mind.
Kip, you're not certain at all of how it's being braced from the inside. You assume that there's probably some sort of bar on the other side. Jules, you believe that there is in fact a bar on the other side, but you also distinctly hear the sound of rattling metal also, which probably implies that not only is there a bar on the other side, but that bar is locked in place from the inside.
Can I try to find a way to pick it either way?
Roll disable device.
While they're screwing with this door, I would also like to cast Silent Portal on it.
Okay. So they're starting to mess around with it. You put silent portal on it.
Yeah, I like if they bust it open, it's still going to make noise, but any normal opening of it is not going to make any noise.
Good
Okay.
call.
Other than the initial rattle of the door when you all tried to first open it, you all noticed that the scraping of like the jimmy that you put into it, Jules, is just completely silent. After Akko waves his hand over the door. Unfortunately, though, you do not find any purchase on the inside. Whatever's locking this thing down from the inside is pretty well locked from external forces.
Can I try to take 10?
No, unfortunately, you can't take 10 or 20 unless a class ability gives it to you in this world.
Jules,
Yeah.
can you just jimmy the hinges out to one side of the door?
I think I would have been able to figure that if that was available to us.
Well,
That's correct.
unless there's another entrance, that means someone's in there to have locked themselves inside if this is the only way in and out. How important is following up on this?
Probably no windows leading into the cellar.
Doesn't appear to be any other egress.
Be a shame if we could just buy him a new door.
Shatter.
Okay.
I'm so glad you're on the same page.
All right.
Who's waiting for
on.
permission?
I was going to say, alternatively, make somebody big and just tear the door off the hinges.
All right. Give me 1 second here. I gotta look.
Wow,
at
that was
something.
fast.
You activated my trap card.
I thought for certain you guys might like try to stake out the alleyway or something, but no, just fucking balls to the walls. Let's do it.
The door is silenced, by the way.
Not from that. It's not.
No.
It's a form of opening.
He's not wrong.
Rules
No.
as written.
Look, this party has
You
no
want rules
rogues.
as written? Hold up.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure shatter sounds like an explosion, doesn't it?
Only when you're shattering glass.
Okay, breaking a window or kicking in a door still makes noise. So
Still makes noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Kicking
No,
in
silent
the
portal
door.
only applies to like the hinges on the door.
All right, so
Yeah,
you all
Why
are
do you think I
standing.
brought the booze? I've got a Molotov now.
Y'all are standing right there next to the door as Kip just reflexively raises his hand up, and there is an explosion of shrapnel of wood that just races around all of you. It doesn't hurt anybody, but it does like hit against your all's clothes, and you all see like almost like a little porcupine effect on you. And inside of the cell, you suddenly hear shouts of alarm as people suddenly are aware of your presence for certain.
Quick question, Wade.
Yes.
Is the cellar a dirt floor?
Looking down into it, you do see some light down at the bottom of the stairs. And it does appear to be, let me double check. You see stone at the bottom.
At the top, where you said it's a dirty alley. Is it dirt ground or is it paved?
It's paved. Everything, even here on the outskirts, it's still very much cobblestone all the way through. Dirty. I mean, you could probably see like a pile of dirt and refuse and shit, but there's no like natural dirt pulling up here.
I was gonna summon a doorman.
We could literally just go hide and wait for them to come out.
Yeah, let's do that. Scatter.
Okay, are you guys scattering off to like try and find like some hidey positions to watch the door?
What's around us?
I mean, there's
It's just
various
an
other
alley.
branching alleyways. Like, there's some small, narrow portions to go between buildings. Most of these buildings are only 1 story tall. There's some refuse piles. You might be able to get yourself on top of a building if you were, athletic enough to do it. There are places to tuck yourself away back here, and it's dark on top of it. It's dark at this point.
Hey, Wade,
Yes.
does it sound like people are immediately coming, or does it sound like they scrunch down to see what's going on?
Give me a
downstairs?
perception check. You're not quite certain. You definitely know that there are multiple people down there raising the alarm to each other. But at this point, you don't see anybody.
All right, I'm gonna move fast while they're my companions are hiding. I'm gonna
Okay.
smash the bottle of whiskey on the ground, quick tear off pieces of cloth on any jagged pieces of wood sticking out of the door, and then just start yelling drunken nonsense. And then I'm also going to hide.
All right. Everyone give me stealth. Kip, also give me a bluff roll.
Oh no!
I know it's your worst
His
roll.
best.
I'm going to hold on. Let me double check.
Natural 20.
Oh God.
I'm going to bless the three of us and then hide.
Actually, I'm going to stop what I'm doing. And how filthy is this fucking alley?
It's filthy. It's very fucking filthy.
Okay, I pretend I'm Luna and I just take a fucking dirt bath and roll myself around in the puddle of whiskey and dirt as fast as I can to muck myself up. And then I
there's
just
some
kind of
piss in there too.
whatever. It's not like I haven't pissed on myself before.
Is it Jules's holy piss though?
And I'm gonna
Those didn't be.
I'm just gonna lie there mumbling complete and inane nonsense to myself.
All right. Okay, so Akko's 17, Jules is a 15.
Because I can't stealth for shit.
All right. So after probably about a half minute, a man or two men run up out of the cellar. They are both armed. One has a mace in his hand, the other one has a short sword. As they look around. And then they immediately see Kip laying in the alleyway, looking filthy, rambling like a drunkard, which I assume is the role that you're going for here, right, Kip?
Yes.
Okay. They look at the door at each other and then back at Kip as they start moving towards him. What the fuck are you doing, man?
I just walking with my bottle and the street exploded and because I jumped on it and I thought I could fly and now I'm on the ground.
They like look back at each other. All three of you can tell that these are human men. And actually real quick, Jules, give me a perception roll. 22. You can see that both of these guys have a pin on their shoulders of the raised fist of Gillespie clutching a star. You're familiar of the Star Chasers, an organization within the divine architecture of Gillespie, of these people who don't like their lot in life, and their goal is to raise their stars, to capture more wealth, more position, to help people around them, because the people in power right now aren't looking out for them, so they have to grasp that nobility themselves in order to empower the community. This is a very iconic emblem that you are familiar with.
Is it a common group or is it more like a radicalist group?
It can be radical. I would say it's a fringe group. It has the power to be polarizing because some might take extreme measures to become noble because it's not easy to become nobility. Marriage is the easiest way to become noble. But for the common person, marriage is unattainable also for the most part. So it's a fringe group that leans more towards the fanatical side, probably is the best way to look at it.
Okay.
They look down at Kip for a moment as he's just crying out in his own drunkenness. They just keep kind of looking at him unsure before finally they reach down and they start trying to pick you up, Kip.
I let them.
Okay.
And I'm mumbling about the nobles took my house and now I'm homeless and my wife is going to leave me and fuck this world and everything in it.
Oh man, you're not good. You are blasted right now, drunk. Where do you live,
What?
pal?
Nowhere now. The nobles took my. Of course I'm drunk. What would you do?
Man,
Jules will come over. Will come out from one of the alleys, jogging out. I heard an explosion. Is everyone okay?
The ground. The ground exploded. I can't fly.
just this drunk fool doing something in the alleyway and something smashing up our doors.
I'll take him home if.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have a home no more. I mean, could he maybe take him to the workhouse?
Yeah, we've got some beds open that'll take care of him.
You'll be okay,
reach in-
fella.
I'll reach into my cloak and pull out the pamphlet. And my cousin was poisoned, and I thought maybe, because the nobles took my house, maybe I could come to this meeting and you might be able to help.
I think you're a bit too drunk to be coming to one of our meetings. They
When-
slowly start handing you off to Jules.
When's the next one then? I'll fly to that one.
You fly that? Okay. Yeah, you'll fly right to it. Yeah, it'll be real soon, I'm sure. Why don't you get him back to the workhouse? This guy he's not all there.
I'm made
Yeah.
of magic!
He needs.
You're something.
He needs a bath.
You need a bat. He farted, and I
They
point
hand you
towards one of the
fully off
guys.
to Jules.
I'm Father Shackleford. I didn't catch your names.
Oh, well, I'm Greg, and this is Stephen.
Sense motive, are they full of shit?
Yeah, go ahead and roll it. And I also take a bluff roll of your own. They seem pretty concerned about Kip. Like they seem like genuinely concerned about his condition in this moment. You're not getting the sense that they're in a mindset to be lying to you right now, as they seem almost endearingly focused on helping this drunk man get back on his feet and get taken care of.
Well, now I feel bad.
Jules will channel some divine energy, make a show of it, you know.
Oh, wow,
some healing
Father.
into it.
That's real impressive.
Well, it's important that everybody who can do something to lift each other's stations does.
Of course.
Why the Father Rusty Shackleford put the glow hand on me? I don't know what's happening.
He's just
It's
trying to make
fine.
sure you don't crack your head in the fucking
Just-
floor no more. Crazy
I'm-
gravy-headed bastard.
Well, all
I'm-
6 of you can shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna soothe your poison. We're gonna remove the poison.
Who
You're gonna-
poisoned me?
You're gonna sober up. Yeah, sober
Maybe
up.
get him like a hot meal, Father.
Yeah, do they serve hot meals at the bar here?
Did they come with
Not
whiskey?
here. No, they don't serve no food here. I wouldn't go in there. It's place of shit whiskey.
Oof. I'm not one for drinking much. Okay, well, come along, son, whatever your name is.
Gotta get this door rebuilt. Fuck. As they turn
Dad?
away from you guys and start moving to the storm cellar again.
Walk them around the corner.
You all manage to regroup into the main street. All 3 of you.
Kip just fucking loses it.
Hey,
Brilliant,
Wade, can
brilliant
I get those
acting.
names again?
Greg and Steven.
Greg and Steven. Thanks. I think we need a Lara.
As entertaining as that was, I do wonder if we actually accomplished anything here.
Well, we know that they're not right bastards because they show genuine concern for my well-being. So, I mean, that's not nothing. It doesn't give us any answers, but
it actually gives us quite a lot. It confirms the rumor was true, and it confirms that we know the cause, and we know at least what segment of people could be doing it.
they're yours then? Faction?
I'm assuming we've walked a fair amount.
Yeah,
of
you
way.
guys are away at this point. You're just walking down the street.
If they are planning something, maybe they'll have more meetings between now and the gala. We could try and come back tomorrow with Alara, maybe. And
odds are, what just happened there probably shook them up, which means they might relocate. Might not. But they are not radicals, but they are the types of people of faith who are devout in ways that do not always meet with public approval.
They're militant.
In a way.
Father, how long's that thing you can do with an object to find it last?
I mean, if I know the object, I can find it at any time. It only lasts a minute or two.
Oh, aye. So it won't help us if they relocate to a new meeting place.
I mean, I would still be able to find the item. If for example, if you had your ring,
Which one?
Any of them, I would only know where that ring is for a short period of time, but I could always pray again and be given the answer again.
I mean, would it work to be going back and giving him a trinket, thanking them for helping out a poor soul down on his luck in case they do relocate between now and the gala?
And if you want to pretend that you got away from me and stumbled down there, not the craziest thing that ever happened, but it would raise suspicions. And again, I feel like at this point we should probably retrieve our comrades.
Hey, I need a bath.
Is there any way that we can keep somebody here to watch, to make sure that they don't all leave?
Why don't you go have a talk with our bartender friend? Give him an investment to put into his business, and I think he'd be willing to reciprocate.
He'd let us know if they left. Also, we have names to go with at the workhouse. So at a minimum, we have a start.
Hey.
All right, and that is where we are going to end it for the evening. You all have stumbled upon the Star Chasers. You've explored an assassin's den, the fancy brothel, a lot of different directions to go in as we get closer. You blew up a fucking door.
We've done some groundwork.
Johnny finally got to use the one skill.
The morning cock
The
led
way
to
he
the
wanted
wet
to.
whistle.
Oh my god.
I got a Dean Winchester a door. This was a good night.
Oh my god.
Jeez. All right. Well, thank you everybody who was watching. I appreciate it. Tune in Tuesday for Order the Dragon Queen, and we'll be back here next Thursday night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Everyone.